Chapter 2099. A month later. Luna's army swept through the entire flaming hell. The demons in the 9 cities of the flaming hell resisted at first, not believing that their overlord had been killed. But after Luna easily slaughtered a few cities and devoured countless demons, all the demons were scared out of their wits. They no longer dared to resist. When they heard that Luna's army had arrived, without needing Luna to say anything, all the demons surrendered and submitted to the burning overlord. Anyway, for these demons, betrayal was nothing out of the ordinary. Moreover, it was not shameful to submit to a demon that was stronger than them. At this point, the entire flaming hell was completely unified. All the demons and nether ghosts were under Xia Ping's rule. Luna's notoriety also spread throughout the flaming hell. In order to announce that Xia Ping was the ruler of the entire flaming hell, Corinne took out many nano-engineered robots and spent 3 days building a huge city that spanned 300,000 kilometers in a flaming plain at the center of the flaming hell. It became the resting place of many demons. The ordinary demons of the infernal realm had never seen such miraculous human technology before. In just 3 days they had built such a majestic city. They were all incredibly shocked, and they became even more loyal to the burning overlord. On this day, Xia Ping became the burning overlord and the ruler of the flaming hell. The ceremony would be held in the square of Burning City, allowing countless demons to bathe in the glory of the burning overlord. Of course, this month Xia Ping was not resting. Instead, he was cultivating hard and consolidating his skyrocketing cultivation. After a month of bitter cultivation, he raised his magic power to the peak of the middle stage of the Thunder Tribulation realm. His primordial spirit advanced a great distance in the sea of bitterness. He was just one step away from breaking through to the late stage of the Thunder Tribulation realm. At the same time, Xia Ping awakened 100 million golden crow cells in his body. The total number of awakened cells in his body reached 1.6 billion. His power became even more terrifying. It was noon. On a high platform in the square, Xia Ping sat on a huge dark golden throne. Only Luna stood beside him. Below the platform, many demons, and nether ghosts appeared. There were all kinds of strange and extremely ferocious races. Their commander-level cultivation had basically reached the peak of the Thunder Tribulation realm. At a glance, there were more than 30 million Thunder Tribulation realm fiendish demons. As for the weaker demon soldiers, there was no need to mention them. There were more than 100 billion of them, and they were the elites of the elites. If such a large number of demons appeared in the real world, it would probably cause a small-scale demon disaster. At the very least, a few Saint-class sects would be destroyed. Not to mention, this was just a minor world in the infernal realm, a plane that was like the eternal sands of the universe. He really couldn't imagine what the higher levels of hell would be like. If the demons from the infernal world of the primordial era had invaded the real universe instead of the demons from the abyss, the result would have been completely different. The other races would not have been able to survive. But no matter what, Xia Ping had unknowingly become a lord with a huge force. Boom! Xia Ping unrestrainedly released his powerful aura, displaying the demeanor of the golden crow of hell. The blood in his body ignited, shining with eternal light like the sun. In the hell world, keeping a low profile wasn't a virtue but a weakness. Only by thoroughly displaying one's strength could one gain the respect of other demons. Bang! 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 Feeling this aura, the demons were so frightened that they prostrated themselves. They felt that if a single drop of such heat fell, it would be enough to burn them to ashes. Heavens, the Lord is really too powerful. With such an aura, even the commanders can't raise their heads. Of course. The Burning Lord is a terrifying existence that killed the Rock Lord, the Swamp Lord, the Sea Shark Lord, and the other 9 lords. It's only natural that he has such power. Indeed. To be able to work for such a powerful lord is really a blessing of 3 lifetimes. Who knows, we might even have the chance to conquer other infernal realms, obtain endless battle merits and keep evolving. Lord, Lord, Lord. Burn, burn, burn. The demons were all extremely excited. Feeling such a powerful aura, not only did they not feel afraid, but they also felt excited. They felt like they were following a powerful lord. This was an incomparably honorable thing to do. At this moment they all roared angrily. Waves of air surged and swept through the entire burning city. Kiki, what a joke. It's just a rural place, but they actually want to imitate others and become a lord? This is like a monkey trying to learn how to walk. What a joke. At this moment a voice rang out. Although it sounded very soft, it was clearly transmitted to the ears of all the demons. Moreover, it was illusory. None of the demons knew where the voice came from. What? Hearing this voice, the demons were instantly enraged. This was the Lord's coronation ceremony. It was incomparably grand and dignified. This was an extremely important matter. But now, there was actually a demon who dared to mock the Lord in such an important occasion. This kind of courage was simply boundless. Could it be that the demons who dared to resist earlier had not all been killed? They sensed their surroundings and searched for auras, trying to find the demon who had just spoken. After all, they were now the Burning Lord's subordinates. Insulting the Burning Lord was the same as insulting them. This kind of humiliation was absolutely intolerable. But after searching for a while, they still couldn't find the owner of the voice or where he had appeared. The owner of the voice seemed to know that the demons were looking for him. He became even more smug. It's useless. Do you think you weak demons can find my whereabouts? That's a fool's dream. Even if I whisper in your ears, you definitely won't be able to find where I am. Burning Devil, I advise you to surrender immediately and hand over the essence of this hell plane. I'm a mighty existence that you can't hope to reach. If you anger me, your good days will come to an end. You'll die a horrible death. He laughed sinisterly and loudly, as if he didn't care about the demons searching for him at all. It was as if he didn't exist in this world. Soul Search. A dark ghost commander roared angrily. He activated his divine ability, and it spread out like a sonic wave to every corner of the plaza, trying to search for the soul ripples of every living being nearby. Chapter 2100. The Nether Ghost Commander's face paled and he seemed a bit weak. He had used up a lot of energy but he hadn't found anything useful. He felt very ashamed. Kiki, a puny Nether Ghost wants to find my whereabouts? Stop joking. The voice continued to provoke him. Burning Devil, I'm not joking with you. I'm giving you an ultimatum. If you really anger me, all the demons here will die. I'll only give you one chance. I hope you'll cherish it. Luna was very angry and wanted to attack. But Xia Ping waved his hand, stopping Luna. He said, "You cowardly scoundrel, how dare you boast so shamelessly? Do you think you can act so arrogantly in front of me just because you have some concealment abilities? To tell you the truth, your abilities are as laughable as a clown's in my eyes." This was the Burning Lord's coronation ceremony, an important event that would establish his unparalleled position in the fiery hell. Now, there were demons that dared to appear here and cause trouble. This was clearly a slap to his face and an attempt to anger him. Once he was infuriated, he wouldn't rest until the world was turned upside down and rivers of blood flowed. Boom. Xia Ping stood up from his throne, and his golden hell crow eyes opened. His pupils contained countless golden hell crow runes, and they immediately shot out tens of thousands of beams of dark golden light. The dark golden light was like a giant net that permeated the void, covering a radius of 10 billion kilometers. It covered every corner of the void, big and small. Boom. Countless demons in the square came into contact with the dark golden light. Their hair stood on end and they trembled. They found that they were being seen clearly by this gaze. His meridians, his internal organs, his dantian, his sea of energy, and the magical symbols that circulated in the depths of his body were all exposed. Not a single drop was left. It was as if they had no secrets in front of this gaze. All the demons and ghosts were incomparably shocked. They had thought that they had overestimated their lord, but it turned out that they had still underestimated him. Just a glance from him was enough to make them expose all their secrets. It was like a god looking at mortals. This gaze contained terrifying fire power and destructive power. As long as the Lord willed it, he could immediately ignite their bloodlines and turn them into torches. Some powerful demons instinctively tried to resist this power, but it was useless. It was like the eyes of a god looking down from above. Nothing could escape. No matter how the mortals struggled, it was useless. Crash! In a single breath's time, the infernal golden crow's eye had already scanned the space within a radius of tens of billions of kilometers. Every inch of space was enveloped by the gaze and it was all-pervasive. However, the voice was still very arrogant. Hee, you actually know an eye technique. I didn't think that a small place like this would have such a divine ability. However, such a method is useless against me. I'm hidden in the depths of the dimensional space, invisible and traceless. I'm not something you can find by burning your mana. Give up, you're just wasting your energy. Found you. You cowardly scoundrel, come out. Right at this moment, Xia Ping sensed something and brazenly attacked. In the blink of an eye, his left eye slowly rotated and shot out a black ray of death that contained terrifying destructive power. It was incomparably fast as it blasted towards a certain location in the space above. Bang! The black ray of light immediately disappeared into the space. Suddenly there was a shrill scream in the air. A figure fell out from the depths of the dimensional space just like that. There was a bloody hole in its chest and blood was dripping out. It was extremely miserable. It was a black shadow without any shape. Deep inside the shadow there were hundreds of eyes. Each eye contained different emotions: anger, humiliation, hatred, and disbelief. Oh my god, that's a dark space demon, a terrifying demon that lives in the depths of the space. Isn't it extinct in the fiery hell? Why is it here? It's a demon from a high-level world of hell. It's not something that a world of hell like ours can give birth to. Could it be from a high-level world of hell? Many demons and ghosts immediately exclaimed. They immediately recognized the demon's true identity. Impossible. I'm a dark space demon, a master of spatial divine ability, invisible and traceless. I hide in the depths of the dimensional space and live in the cracks of space. How did you find me? And even if you found me, how did you hit me? The dark space demon was crazy. Could not believe its eyes. Because with its abilities, even a fiendish demon that was stronger than it would not be able to defeat it. In fact, it would be impossible for the fiendish demon to track it down. Moreover, it could travel through the cracks of space at any time. It could run away very quickly. Even if its enemies found it, it could easily escape to another place. Therefore it was fearless. But now, the burning demon in front of him had found his whereabouts and even injured him, knocking him out of the space crack. To the dark space demon this was a great humiliation. Just a little trick. You dare to be so arrogant in front of me? You still have companions, right? Call them out immediately. Otherwise I will kill them one by one in the cracks of space, leaving none alive. Xia Ping stood with his hands behind his back. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. As soon as he finished speaking, the space twisted, creating a strong ripple. Figures of demons appeared in all directions. There were a total of 12. Including the dark space demon, there were 13 of them. Moreover, these demons were terrifyingly strong. They had reached the immortal realm. They were not any weaker than the Rock Lord, Swamp Lord, Sea Shark Lord and other Lord-ranked demons. Oh my god, what's going on? These demons are way too powerful. This is the aura of immortal. Impossible, there are only 9 immortal lords in the entire flaming hell. Moreover, they were all killed by the burning lord. How can there be 13 immortal lords now? This is too ridiculous. How on earth did this appear? What exactly has happened? They are definitely not demons from our flaming hell. They might be powerful demons from other hells. The problem is that our flaming hell is very remote and the environment is very harsh. How did they arrive here? Many of the demons were shocked to the extreme. Anyone who saw 13 immortal ranked demons appearing in this place and descending together would be scared half to death. They were panicking. They felt that they were really doomed this time. Being surrounded by 13 immortal ranked demons, even the strongest demon would die. Chapter 2101. Jia, burning demon, now that we've all come out, do you feel like you've shot yourself in the foot? Do you feel a little regretful? Said the dark space devil with a proud smile. With 12 immortal ranked demons standing beside it, it was simply an incomparably tyrannical fighting strength as well as a huge backing. No matter how strange the burning demon was, it was impossible for it to withstand the attack. Regret what? Useless soldiers like you will die no matter how many of you come. Do you think you can do whatever you want in flaming hell with your own strength? Xia Ping was speechless. He did not put these immortal ranked demons in his eyes at all. Especially after undoing the first seal of the reincarnation brush, his power had greatly increased. Now he had the power to kill gods and demons. These immortal ranked demons were nothing to him. He was even looking forward to these immortal ranked demons coming to test the sharpness of the reincarnation brush. Today was the Burning Overlord's ascension ceremony. Using the blood of these immortal ranked demons as a sacrifice would be the best. Humph, stupid burning demon. You won't shed tears until you see the yellow springs. Arrogant to the extreme. Seeing us 13 immortal ranked demons, not surrendering is one thing, but you're still so arrogant. What kind of guts did you eat? Don't talk nonsense with this burning demon. Kill this guy immediately and occupy this plane of hell. You'll get great merits and countless treasures. The 13 immortal realm demons snorted coldly. They were very unhappy with Xia Ping's words. They were furious. Facing their powerful battle prowess, this fellow actually dared to be so arrogant, calling them shrimp soldiers and crab generals. How preposterous. If that's the case, there's nothing to talk about. I saw that you're quite strong, so I wanted to give you some pointers and make you my subordinate. But now, it seems that you're just a piece of trash who doesn't know what's good for you. Go die. Dark Space Demon sneered. It felt that it was already giving this demon a lot of face by saying a few more words. Unexpectedly, this guy didn't know what was good for him. Then it couldn't be blamed. Boom, as soon as he finished speaking, the Dark Space Devil made its move. It immediately turned into a black shadow and disappeared into the empty space. It was invisible and contained an evil energy. It jumped through the space and attacked Xiaoping. This was one of its unparalleled assassination methods. It merged with the void, approached the enemy and instantly beheaded them. It could be said that with its space god art, this kind of assassination was simply successful. Kill. Moreover, this time it wasn't just the Dark Space Devil. The other 12 immortal rank demons in the sky had also taken action. They knew that it wouldn't be easy to kill the immortal rank demon, so they had to surround and kill it together. After all, defeating an immortal rank demon was easy, but killing it was very difficult. Dragon-like demonic claws. In the blink of an eye, an undying fiend took action. Its claws smashed over like a black dragon from hell, containing endless darkness power and destructive power. The claw was densely engraved with the characters of hell. It wriggled like an earthworm as if it contained vitality and was filled with the filth of hell. Even a demon with an immortal rank body would be heavily injured if they were hit by this claw. The filth of hell could even contaminate the immortal body, preventing the body from continuously regenerating. Burning demon, surrender. You aren't our match. Fighting against us will only result in death. A shadow fiend roared. This voice contained a special power like a bewitching voice. It was like maggots attached to bones, containing a terrifying curse power. Deep in the void, as it spoke, the sound waves actually turned into hell's characters, condensing into substance and piercing towards Xiaoping's brain. It contained an unfathomable killing intent. This was a sound curse god art. Once the enemy wavered in the slightest, the curse power would corrode the enemy's soul and they would never be able to get rid of it. Even if the soul was hit, it would weaken and slowly die. Die, burning demon. I will smash you into minced meat. Another immortal rank demon charged over, wielding a crimson hammer. It seemed to be several times more ferocious than the rock overlord. Every inch of its muscles was filled with explosive power. Its hammer smashed over, forming a dense array of hell scriptures. It was like a huge mountain pressing down, smashing everything under the hammer into pieces. Not so long ago, when it smashed down, the surrounding mountains and rivers would shatter, a planet would explode, and this region would become a vacuum zone, a land of death. The other immortal rank demons also attacked. Wave after wave of terrifying killing intent spread out, covering the sky and earth, shaking mountains and rivers. They spread out in all directions, not giving Xiaoping any chance to escape. It's over, Lord is done for. Many demons and nether ghosts trembled. They could feel the terrifying power. Even their previous lords weren't a match for them. Each wave was far stronger than the previous lords. And now, 13 such powerful demons had appeared, attacking the Burning Lord at the same time. This was simply like the descent of the Nether Gods, bringing the Burning Lord back to the Yellow Springs. Curtain of darkness. But before Xiaoping could do anything, Luna did. She stood in front of Xiaoping, her small body radiating an unshakable dark aura. Rumble. Suddenly, strands of dark energy surged out of Luna. This was an aura of sin, so dense that it couldn't be dispersed. It instantly enveloped her body. With her body as the center, it rapidly expanded, instantly enveloping the entire high platform. Like a black hole, it devoured everything cleanly, leaving no blind spots. Bang bang bang. At this moment, the 13 immortal rank demons' divine abilities struck the curtain of darkness at the same time. What? The 13 immortal rank demons were shocked, because they found that when their power struck the curtain of darkness, it was like falling into a swamp. All their power was devoured. Even the darkness demons' attempt to enter the curtain of darkness was bounced back. It was as if the curtain of darkness could even isolate space. Whoosh, Luna waved her hand, dispelling the curtain of darkness. The platform was still intact, all the power had been devoured by her. Impossible, your aura hasn't reached the immortal rank, yet you can stop us. Just what race are you? Why do you have such power? Chapter 2102. Haha, everyone, don't be fooled by these two. At that moment, Dark Space Demon laughed out loud. You're not even an immortal rank demon. How could you resist our immortal rank demon's power? This is probably a sacred power unique to this guy's body. He might only be able to use it once in his life. Moreover, the price of using it once is extremely huge. He might even be heavily injured already. It pointed out everything as if it had seen through everything. I see. As expected of the dark space demon, you're very knowledgeable. We were almost fooled. Hearing this, the other immortal ranked demons nodded. The hell world was boundless and there were countless types of demons. It was not strange for there to be special, strange and powerful divine abilities. It would not be strange if there was a divine ability that could devour all attacks. However, the more powerful the divine ability, the greater the price needed to be paid. Without a doubt, this demon that wasn't even an immortal ranked demon must have paid a great price to use this divine ability and defend against their attacks. This was how the world was. The more power one had, the greater the price one had to pay. Little girl, stop pretending. You're still pretending to be indifferent. In fact, you're already heavily injured and on the verge of death. However, I have to praise your acting skills. You're about to die, yet you can still show such a calm expression. If I wasn't a demon that had experienced hundreds of battles, I might have been fooled by you. Dark Space Demon showed an expression as if it had seen through Luna's acting skills. In its eyes, this little loli was already heavily injured. Her insides were full of holes. Luna blinked and looked at Dark Space Demon. Burning Demon, I have to praise you too. You actually have such a loyal demon that's willing to die for you. I don't know what you're capable of, but it ends here. The next attack will be your death. Just die obediently. You can't stop us with your power. Dark Space Demon looked down from above, looking at Xia Ping as if he was looking at an ant. It was incomparably arrogant. Noisy. With a thump, Xia Ping took a step forward and took out the reincarnation brush. A powerful aura surged out from his body, covering a radius of 10 billion kilometers, shaking the surroundings and causing the stars to sway. It was as if the entire fiery hell had been shaken. As soon as the reincarnation brush appeared, the aura of an infernal deity descended, as if it were connected to the 6 paths of reincarnation, drawing upon the boundless essence of hell. Scriptures of hell appeared one after another, densely covering the depths of the void. It was as if they were creating visions of hell, with countless gods and demons roaring and howling. What is this? Including Dark Space Demon, the 13 immortal demons felt their hairs stand up. They were immortal ranked demons, their perception towards danger was extremely sharp, reaching the stage where the cicada can sense the autumn wind before it even moves. They immediately saw the reincarnation brush in Xia Ping's hand. It was an inconspicuous brush, but every black hair on the tip of the brush seemed to contain a soul-stealing aura and boundless killing intent. It was clearly just an inconspicuous brush, but in their eyes, it was simply the most terrifying thing in this world. It triggered their souls, causing every cell in their body to tremble, as if they had encountered their natural enemy. Even the immortal demons were in such a state, let alone the many demons below the platform. They felt an endless pressure pressing down on them, as if a yellow river was laying across their bodies, forcing them to crawl on the ground, not even daring to breathe loudly. It was as if a slight movement would turn their bodies into dust. Run, hurry up and run, we can't fight him head on. For some reason, Dark Space Demon and the other immortal demons immediately felt the urge to run. Their instincts were strongly warning them not to fight head on. Moreover, they did not feel there was anything shameful about it. Their only thought now was to run. However, it was already too late. Xia Ping held the reincarnation brush and the 9 purple palace spaces trembled. Boundless magic power was poured in, and the dark golden brush lightly drew towards the void. Dong. In an instant, a mark that stretched for 30,000 kilometers was drawn out in the depths of the void. It sliced through the void and it was so fast that even thinking could not keep up with it. In the next second, the 13 immortal demons were cut in half at the waist. Bang bang bang. Immediately they fell to the ground, dripping with blood. The area around the platform was completely dyed red. The 13 immortal demons were half crippled on the spot, unable to move. Not bad, I didn't kill you all. Xia Ping looked down at the 13 immortal ranked demons on the ground and felt very satisfied. After undoing the first seal, the reincarnation brush's power had reached a terrifying level. Even the immortal ranked demons could not resist its sharpness. With just a light stroke, the enemy's soul would be torn apart instantly, unable to escape. Most importantly, after removing the first seal, he could slightly control the reincarnation brush's power. It would not be like last time, instantly killing the cursed demon sage and destroying its soul completely. But now it was different. He could completely control the power, beating the 13 immortal demons half crippled but not killing them. What kind of treasure is this? What the hell is this thing? The Dark Void Devil and the other undying fiends were so scared they pissed themselves, their guts broken. They were horrified to the extreme. It was precisely this magical treasure that made them cripple with a single move, leaving them half dead and half alive. Just one move. They were immortal demons with undying bodies, but in front of this brush they were as weak as babies. If they did not experience it themselves, they would not believe such a ridiculous thing. World Tree. Xiaoping did not say anything, lightly waved his hand. Dong dong dong, immediately, thousands of roots from the World Tree seeped out from the void. They were jade green and contained boundless life force. They instantly pierced through the 13 immortal demons' bodies. Burning demon, what did you do to us? Dark space demon and the other immortal demons were terrified. They sensed countless roots seeping into their bodies. There were hundreds of thousands of them, seeping into every corner of their bodies. The blood vessels in their bodies had now turned into roots. These roots even seeped into their souls, seemingly taking root in the deepest part of their bodies. In other words, they were completely under the enemy's control. At the same time, these roots also produced terrifying devouring power, occasionally devouring their boundless life force. Chapter 2103. Below the stage, the demons and dark ghosts saw this as well. Seeing Xiaoping beat the 13 immortal fiends into dogs with just one move, they all cheered. Heavens, those were 13 undying lords. His Excellency actually killed them in one move? Ridiculous. Some demons were shocked and felt it was hard to believe. Right, I'm sorry, but just now, I thought our lord was already dead and would be killed by these 13 uninvited guests. After all, these are 13 immortal fiends. How could they be a match for them? I didn't think this would happen. A dark ghost commander couldn't help but nod in agreement. Our lord is really too strong. No wonder he killed 9 immortal lords and united the entire flaming hell. What can a dozen immortal fiends do? He killed them like dogs. Some of the fiendish demons worshipped Xiaoping to the extreme and were extremely fanatical. To tell the truth, we lost so quickly that I thought I was hallucinating. I thought these immortal fiends were weak. How could they be so weak? Indeed, they were too weak. They couldn't even take one move from our lord. Perhaps the fiends from other hells are just this weak. They can't even take a single blow. It seems the fiends of our flaming hell are very strong, far stronger than other hells. The fiends discussed, looking down on the dark space devil and the other immortal fiends. Some even suspected that the fiends from other planes were weak and weak. Hearing this, the dark space devil and the other immortal fiends were so angry they wanted to vomit blood. They were powerful fiends from high-class hells, yet they were being looked down upon by these country bumpkins. It was like a tiger being bullied by a dog. They were extremely aggrieved and felt extremely vexed. But now that they had been captured, there was nothing they could do. Speak, where did you come from? Why did you come to the flaming hell? Xiaoping interrogated these fiends. Stop dreaming. Do you think we'll tell you anything just because you've captured us and planted a demonic tree on our bodies to control our lives? The dark space devil sneered. I definitely won't tell you. We're the vanguard team from the whirling hell. We're here to search for the source of other hells. Its expression was arrogant. That's right. We won't tell you, the other undying demons shouted. We just stumbled into this place and found a weak hellish plane. That's why we were greedy and wanted to get the essence of this hellish plane. That's why we attacked you. So that's how it is. You're deathless fiend devils from the hell of whirling. You accidentally stumbled into the hell of fire to acquire the essence of the hell's plane. Xiaoping nodded, indicating that he understood their origins and purpose. Luna looked confused. The surrounding demons all looked down on Dark Space Demon and his group of undying demons. They spoke in a dignified and righteous manner, as if they would never bow down to power. Who would have thought that after their lives were in his hands, all of them would become extremely obedient, not daring to hide anything and spilling out all the information in one go. They were more timid than anyone else. However, this was the nature of demons. They bullied the weak and feared the strong. They would only submit to the strong. Burning demon, I'll tell you the truth. We're the vanguard from the hell of whirling. We're here specifically to gather soldiers from smaller hellish planes. If news of our deaths gets out, it'll definitely attract the attention of the hell of whirling. When that happens, your little plane will be annihilated. There are countless demons stronger than us out there. Do you know that? An undying demon threatened. Why are you gathering the essence of hell? Xiaoping knew that each plane had its own essence. It was the same as the small worlds in the central universe. The hell of fire was the same. What a country bumpkin. You don't know the use of a plane? Dark Space Demon sneered. Then I'll be merciful and tell you this. If you can control the origin of a plane of hell, you can fuse your soul with it and communicate with it. Your cultivation speed will be at least 100 times faster than other demons, and you'll be able to absorb more of the origin power of hell. In fact, once you possess the essence of hell, you'll be able to conquer many smaller hell realms and fuse with the essence of those smaller hell realms. You'll be able to strengthen your own hell realm and become a higher hell realm. What? Xiaoping narrowed his eyes. He learned an important piece of information from Dark Space Demon's words. The reason why countless demons in the hell world fought endlessly was to fight for the essence of the hell planes. After devouring the essence of hell, these demon lords could fuse many hell planes together to form a huge hell world. There was even a legend that said if a demon could fuse all of the planes in the hell world, they would become the supreme ruler of the hell world. They would become the god of the underworld. Because of that, the demons of the high-level hell worlds were frantically searching for the essence of hell. They were at war with each other. Dark Space Demon was the vanguard sent out by the high-level hell worlds to explore the void. After all, the hell world was just too big. It was boundless, and every part of the void was filled with terrifying hellish storms. If you weren't careful, you'd be killed. 4 ordinary demons to find a new, masterless and factionless hell plane was too difficult. But one could imagine how terrifying the hell of whirling was. Even an undying demon like Dark Space Demon was just an elite soldier. It was unimaginable. I see. Xiaoping also understood why Rock Overlord and the other 8 undying overlords kept fighting. They also knew the importance of obtaining the essence of a hell plane. They all wanted to defeat each other and become the ruler of flaming hell. Unfortunately, it was too difficult for them to defeat the other 8. They had always maintained a balance. No one could defeat the other. Kid, did you hear that? Release us immediately. That way there's still a chance to turn things around. Otherwise, when the Whirling Hell's army arrives, all the demons in your flaming hell will die. Understand? Dark Space Demon shouted. Shut up. Xiaoping waved his hand and immediately captured Dark Space Demon and the other 9 undying demons and placed them in Gaia space. He didn't plan on killing these demons. Instead, he used them as fertilizer to make World Tree stronger. The origin of the Hell Plane. Chapter 2104. That's the essence of hell? Meanwhile, in one of Blaze City's treasure storehouses. After the coronation, Xiaoping went to the Fiend Devil's treasure storehouse, which was filled with treasures that the 9 undying lords had accumulated over countless years. These treasures had originally belonged to the undying lords, but now that they had been killed, they naturally belonged to Xiaoping. As soon as Xiaoping arrived, he could sense a strange energy emanating from the depths of the storehouse, causing his blood to tremble. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. He waved his hand and 9 black pearls flew out of the depths of the storehouse. Each pearl was filled with hellish energy that seemed to resonate with heaven and earth, with the fiery hell itself. Without question, these 9 pearls were the essence of the fiery hell. Originally, the essence of the fiery hell only had 1 pearl. However, the 9 undying lords had fought over it, and in the end, it had split into 9 pearls, which had been stored in their respective treasure storehouses. Originally, the 9 pearls hadn't had a chance to see the light of day again. But now that the 9 undying lords were dead, the 9 pearls had naturally gathered together and landed in Xiaoping's hands. Refine them. Having reached this point in his train of thought, Xiaoping didn't hesitate. His eyes gleamed, and he drew upon his magic power to form the Hellfire Crucible, which he used to refine the 9 pearls. Whoosh! The 9 essence pearls melted, transforming into liquid that flowed through his limbs and bones. Eventually, they entered his sea of energy, where they formed into a golden pearl. What? Xiaoping's eyes shone with a golden light. The golden pearl was vibrating, as though it were connected to the deepest essence of the fiery hell. With him at the center, the area for billions of kilometers around him was like a tidal wave of energy. It transformed into an enormous vortex, and countless spatial rifts opened up around him. What's going on? What's going on? Is there an enemy attack? No. That's where the Lordship cultivates. This phenomenon must have been caused by the Lordship. No wonder he's the Lordship. He's just cultivating and he's already causing such a thing. But it's too terrifying. I feel like if I were in the center of the energy, I'd be ripped to shreds by the spatial tempests. Retreat, retreat immediately. We can't foolishly die while Sir Overlord is cultivating. In the distance, the demons and ghosts were also shocked to see this scene. However, they knew that it was the City Lord's cultivation spot, so they were relieved. Even so, the scene was too shocking. In order to prevent themselves from getting hurt, the demons retreated far away from Burning City. They didn't want to be caught in the crossfire. This is the origin of the fiery hell, the core of this world. Xia Ping could feel his soul fusing with the core. It was as if there was a seed in the depths of the golden bead, which was engraved with dense and extremely complicated characters of hell. His soul seeped into the fiery hell, and it was as though he could communicate with the entire fiery hell. His divine consciousness continued to expand, covering every corner of the fiery hell. The mountains, the earth, the valleys, the deserts, the forests, the sky, the gravel, the air, and so on. Every part of the fiery hell seemed to be under the control of his divine sense. It was as though he had become Gaia. He had absolute control over this plane, and he could summon terrifying waves of energy at any time. With a single thought he could turn the world upside down. Perhaps this was the power of the fiery hell. As long as he controlled the core, he could control everything in the fiery hell. What's this feeling? What a huge amount of energy. Is this the reward of the fiery hell's origin? Xia Ping's eyebrows twitched. At this time, when his body fused with the fiery hell's origin, an unimaginable amount of energy surged into his 9 violet mansions. It was like a flood, incomparably ferocious. It was as though his soul had communicated with the fiery hell's origin, and he was being rewarded by hell. An unparalleled will pierce through the void, surpassing all greatness. It was unstoppable. At the same time, a huge wave of energy descended, almost drowning the entire space. Truth be told, such a ferocious wave of energy was extremely violent. If it weren't for the fact that his body was as strong as a divine beast's, he definitely wouldn't have been able to withstand it. He would have exploded on the spot. Wonderful. This is a miraculous encounter. Xia Ping was extremely excited. He felt that this was a great opportunity. Previously, when he advanced to the middle stage of the Thunder Retribution realm, the 9 violet mansions in his body were too huge. They had accumulated a lot of energy. If he wanted to fill them up, he would have to spend at least thousands of years, and he would also need a lot of natural treasures. This was enough to make an ordinary sect spend all their wealth. But after obtaining the fiery hell's origin, he could communicate with the energy of the entire fiery hell. In an instant, the 9 violet mansions in his body were filled up with a huge amount of energy, filling every corner. Dong. After an unknown amount of time, when the energy in his body had reached its limit, a barrier shattered. The 9 violet mansions expanded into the void at the same time, and the surrounding chaotic airflow surged. Late-stage Thunder Retribution realm. Xia Ping was extremely excited. He felt that he had advanced to a new realm. He had already reached the late-stage Thunder Retribution realm. His energy, divine sense, and strength had all improved by leaps and bounds. First of all, his 9 violet mansions had doubled in size compared to before. Then, his divine sense was more than 9 times stronger than before. The tyrannical soul energy had almost solidified, shaking the void. He had even reached the realm of generating electricity in the void. With a slight movement of his divine sense, he could sweep a radius of 3 trillion kilometers. One should know that a distance of 1 light year was only 94,600 billion kilometers. Now his divine sense had covered a range of 1/3 of a light year. If a Thunder Retribution realm expert knew about this, he would definitely faint from fright. He had never seen a Thunder Retribution realm cultivator with such a powerful divine sense. Pong, after receiving the blessing of the Hell's origin energy, Xia Ping's magic power had not only improved greatly, but his Golden Crow Hell bloodline had also awakened crazily. 10 million crystals, 30 million crystals, 50 million crystals, 100 million crystals. In the end, he had awakened a total of 800 million Golden Crow Hell cells. So far, including the ones from before, he had awakened 4 billion Golden Crow Hell cells. A terrifying flame energy surged out of Xia Ping's body, spreading to his limbs and bones. It seemed as if the blood in his body had turned dark gold, filled with countless Golden Crow Hell runes. Chapter 2105. As expected of Flaming Hell Source Energy. I have complete control over Flaming Hell now. Xia Ping clenched his fists and felt his body surging with abundant energy. Advancing to the Lightning Tribulation realm late stage had made his strength much stronger than before. Moreover, after refining Flaming Hell Source Energy, he had complete control over this plane world. He could completely close the spatial passageway connecting this plane world to other worlds. If other fiendish demons came in from the outside world, he would be able to sense them immediately. Even with the help of Flaming Hell Source Energy, he could vaguely sense the situation in the periphery of Flaming Hell. It was as if hell monsoons were blowing in the depths of the void at any time. Once ordinary demons left Flaming Hell, they would be killed immediately without the protection of the plain crystal wall. Even immortal rank demons would not be able to last for too long. The benefits of this source energy are too great. If I can conquer other planes of hell, my evolution speed will be even faster. Xiaoping narrowed his eyes. He finally understood why those overlord rank fiendish demons loved to fight so much. Conquering other planes of hell brought too many benefits. Refining a plane of hell would allow one's cultivation to improve by leaps and bounds. Slime. At that moment, the golden slime jumped out of his body. It seemed to sense that the treasury contained many precious hell ores that would greatly benefit its growth. It raised its head and looked at Xiaoping. Go ahead and eat whatever you want. Xiaoping waved his hand. He did not care about the many hell treasures in the treasury at all. In any case, he would not be stingy with anything that was beneficial to the golden slime. Although these hell ores contained hell power and had a powerful corrosive effect on ordinary creatures, they were useless against special life forms like the golden slime. Any mineral that entered the golden slime's stomach would be rapidly digested and fused into its own power. Slime. The golden slime was very excited and immediately jumped over. It immediately turned into a blob of liquid and surrounded the many ores in the treasury, devouring them desperately. I need to enter seclusion for a while. Xiaoping felt that he had just broken through and needed some time to stabilize his sudden surge in cultivation. Otherwise, it would cause his foundation to become unstable. 1 month later. Time passed in the blink of an eye. Xiaoping advanced to the late stage of the Thunder Tribulation realm. It took him a month to completely consolidate his cultivation, familiarize himself with the surging power, magic power, and divine sense in his body, and integrate all the power. At this moment he was much stronger than he was a month ago. Every single one of his movements seemed to exude the aura of agelessness. He was already getting closer and closer to the sempiternal realm. The lightning tribulation didn't come. However, Xiaoping was still puzzled by one thing. After he reached the late-stage Thunder Tribulation realm, he did not sense any Thunder Tribulation aura. System, why is this happening? Xiaoping asked. It's very simple. Because the host broke through in the hell world and did not break through in the original universe, the origin of the universe was not alarmed, and the lightning tribulation could not descend. The system replied. Could it be that breaking through in the hell world doesn't require me to undergo the lightning tribulation? Xiaoping's heart skipped a beat. If he ascended to the immortal realm and the infernal realm, wouldn't he not need to undergo the lightning tribulation? Host, this is impossible. The system replied, the host's soul was born in the universe. If the host wishes to transcend and separate his soul from the river of destiny, he must return to the original universe. If the host continues to stay in the hell world, the host's strength might continue to grow. However, the host will never be able to transcend. In the end, the host will only decay and his lifespan will run out. Looks like if I want to transcend, I'll have to return to the original universe. Xiaoping understood. His soul was born in the original universe and had merged with the river of destiny of the original universe. If he wanted to transcend, he would have to return to the original universe. If he stayed in the hell world, he would not be able to reach the grand completion realm. Moreover, even if the host breaks through in the hell world, the power of the lightning tribulation will not disappear. Instead, it will continue to accumulate. When the host breaks through to the immortal rank, the power of the 2 lightning tribulations will be far beyond imagination. The system reminded. What? Xiaoping had thought that he would be able to avoid the lightning tribulation once. Unexpectedly, he still could not avoid it. The power of the lightning tribulation would continue to accumulate and erupt at the final moment. He could not even imagine how terrifying the power of the lightning tribulation would be when he broke through to the immortal rank. Looks like taking a shortcut is not beneficial. Xiaoping sighed. However, he had nothing to regret. It was just a lightning tribulation. He had lost count of how many times he had been struck by it. Even if the last lightning tribulation was incomparably powerful, he was not worried. Slime. At this time, the golden slime jumped out from the side and landed on Xiaoping's wrist. It turned into a bracelet again and wrapped around his right wrist. Waves of joy and excitement came from the depths of its heart, because the benefits it obtained this time were too great. It had devoured the majority of the hell ores, nether stones and other rare materials in the treasury. These were all the treasures of the Lord-ranked demons. Moreover, after a month of digesting, it had thoroughly mastered this power and made it its own. Its entire body was emitting golden light. Dense golden patterns appeared in the depths of its body. They seemed to form a huge and unfathomable array diagram. At the same time, its body also emitted waves of tyrannical sharpness. It was incomparably powerful. This kind of aura filled the surroundings. It seemed like it could advance at any time and reach the grand completion realm. It seems to be about to advance to the sacred tool level. Xiaoping narrowed his eyes. He felt that the golden slime had almost reached the peerless grade spirit tool level. It was only one step away from advancing to the sacred tool level. In other words, it was the sage realm. He believed that once the golden slime advanced to the sacred tool level, its strength would definitely undergo an earth-shaking change. It would be several times more powerful than an ordinary sacred tool. However, it is still lacking something. Xiaoping felt that the golden slime had already reached the standard for advancement. It had accumulated enough energy. However, it was still lacking something to break through this bottleneck. Thinking of this, he wanted to ask the experienced and knowledgeable Corinne. He reckoned that it knew a little more. What? The golden slime is about to advance? Chapter 2106. Yes, it is about to evolve, but it is still lacking something to advance. Xiaoping said in a deep voice. By the way, I also heard from the old master that although the golden slime evolves quickly and has almost no bottlenecks, it still needs a special opportunity to devour special metals if it wants to break through. Corinne said. What kind of metal does it need to devour? Xiaoping asked. I'm not sure. Corinne shook his head. Because there are too few people who have golden slime, and each of them is a big shot. The secret of them evolving the golden slime into a sacred artifact will naturally not be leaked. It indicated that it did not know this secret, which was also one of the top secrets of the universe. In other words, there is no way to know the opportunity for the golden slime to evolve? Xiaoping frowned. That's not the case. Have you forgotten? You are a disciple of the Holy Land of Taichu, which is the highest temple of the human race. We don't know, but the Holy Land of Taichu definitely knows. Corinne smiled slightly. Indeed. Hearing this, Xiaoping's spirit was lifted. Such a secret was indeed top secret for ordinary people. Even the previous saints did not know this secret. But the Holy Land of Taichu was different. Basically, as long as one's level was high enough, they could know most of the top secret information. Thinking of this, he did not plan to stay in the fiery hell. He immediately returned to Yanhuang planet through the space channel because there was no way to connect to the universe virtual network in the infernal plane. Snap. After returning to Yanhuang planet, Xiaoping immediately connected to the universe virtual network and logged into the internal network of the Holy Land of Taichu to inquire about all the news about the golden slime. I see. Sure enough, Xiaoping learned a series of information about the golden slime. This was not a top secret information in the Holy Land of the human race. It was just an anecdote and anyone could inquire about it. This proved the power of the Holy Land of Taichu. For others, information that could not be obtained even if they tried, was just an anecdote in the Holy Land of Taichu. The gap was too big. To promote the golden slime to the sacred artifact level, in addition to a large number of precious ores, it also needs some special universe-grade metals as the key main material to establish the direction of the golden slime's future evolution. Xiaoping looked at the information on it. For example, by fusing the rare material of the universe, the life stone, the golden slime can evolve into a magic treasure with powerful healing abilities. Fusing with the object God Stone would allow the golden slime to evolve into a grotto heaven-level magic treasure. It would be able to carry a real spatial world with it, containing the power of a grotto heaven. Fusing with the soul stone will allow the golden slime to evolve into a soul tool. It will be able to use the power of the soul to attack the enemy. Its might is not to be underestimated. It is sinister and strange. Apart from these precious cosmic-grade ores, Xiaoping also saw some special ores. These could be the direction of the golden slime's evolution. Each direction would give the golden slimes different abilities. Among them, the most precious and highest level of evolution was to fuse with the Mother Earth Stone. This was because the Mother Earth Stone had the ability to encompass everything. It was like the Mother Earth God, able to contain countless abilities. For example, life stones, soul stones, and other such ores. Only those kinds of ores had strong exclusivity, and could not be fused with other ores. However, the Mother Earth Stone was different. Even if the golden slime devoured the Mother Earth Stone, it could still fuse with other types of ores and obtain countless abilities. Such power was naturally more terrifying than other ores. The problem was that the Mother Earth Stone was too precious. It might not appear even once in a billion years. Even sages would covet it and desire to obtain it. In fact, even though many golden slimes had appeared in history, None of them had ever devoured the Mother Earth Stone. The information regarding the Mother Earth Stone was merely the conjecture of a certain human race sage. It seems that in order for the golden slime to evolve, I will have to obtain the Mother Earth Stone. Xiaoping touched his chin. Since the golden slime wanted to become stronger, it naturally had to become the strongest. Devouring other ores would also allow it to evolve. However, he was still not satisfied. Although the Mother Earth Stone was extremely precious and might not appear even once in a billion years, and even sages would find it difficult to track its whereabouts, it was completely different for Xiaoping. He had the Compass of Wishes, which was a connate magic treasure. It could search for almost everything in the world. The ability of this magic treasure was truly powerful. This also gave him sufficient confidence to search for the Mother Earth Stone. Don't worry, little gold. I will help you evolve and become the strongest slime. Xiaoping clenched his fists. Slime. The golden slime cried out in excitement. However, it quickly quieted down. It was still digesting the hell ore that it had devoured. Only when its power reached its peak would it be able to break through in its best condition. Moreover, the hell ore was also extremely precious and difficult to digest. It would require a lot of time. One of the undying fruits seems to have ripened. At the thought of this, Xiaoping no longer cared about the golden slime's evolution. He recalled the world tree. This time, it had captured a total of 19 immortal demons as captives. With the huge amount of energy and nutrients provided by them, the world tree seemed to be able to produce one undying fruit every month. Although the speed was slow, it was still sustainable. In a year's time, he would be able to obtain at least 12 undying fruits. In 10 years' time, he would be able to obtain 120 undying fruits. God knows how many sages he would be able to produce. If he could capture even more immortal demons, he would be able to produce even more undying fruits. Although the undying fruits weren't that useful to him, it was different for the people around him. If anyone reached the lightning tribulation realm and consumed the undying fruits, they would be able to advance to the sage realm. By then, who knew how many sage-level existences would be by his side? Seems like if there's a chance, I'll have to conquer the other hellish planes. Xiaoping rubbed his chin. Flames of war could be seen in his eyes. However, it was still too early to talk about this. After all, he couldn't even find the other hellish planes, let alone start a war and kill the other immortal demons. However, Luna was still the leader of the fiery hell. She seemed to be excitedly searching for the other hellish planes, intending to start a war. With Luna in the fiery hell, she would probably discover the existence of the other hellish planes sooner or later. Right now, it was more important for him to find the Mother Earth Stone and let the golden slime evolve. Compass of Wishes. Chapter 2107. A few days later, in the Southern Universe. According to the instructions of the Wish Compass, Xiaoping took the stars and went directly to the area of the Southern Universe. He was surrounded by a boundless starry sky that was densely packed with stars. Looked very shocking. The Mother Earth Stone is actually in the Southern Universe? I wonder where it is? Xiaoping was very curious. He originally thought that a treasure like the Mother Earth Stone might only be found in the Central Universe, but now it seemed that he was thinking too much. Such a rare treasure could appear in any corner of the universe. It seems to be in the star field in front. As he got closer to the destination, the vibration of the wish compass became more and more intense. Xiaoping's divine sense could perceive that there seemed to be a strange and mysterious star field in the distance. Suddenly, Xiaoping passed by this place and immediately sensed that a black commercial spaceship had appeared in front of him. It seemed to be able to accommodate tens of thousands of people, but the situation of this spaceship was very bad. Because it was besieged by 5 or 6 pirate ships, it was riddled with holes and had nowhere to escape. Many of the passengers on the commercial spaceship seemed to be held hostage by these pirates. Originally, he didn't want to get involved in such things. After all, similar things happened all the time in the universe. Even if he wanted to, he couldn't manage it at all. However, when his divine sense penetrated the spaceship, he immediately found that there was a familiar aura on the spaceship. Sumei and Xiaoxu were on this spaceship. However, it was very strange that with their strength they could completely kill all these pirates, but they did not do so. Instead, they pretended to be weak women and hid in the crowd. Xiaoping touched his chin. He knew that the two of them must be planning something, so they pretended to be like this. However, what he liked to do most was to destroy other people's plans. He didn't know what Xiaoxu and Sumei's expressions would be if they knew about this. Thinking of this, he immediately controlled the stars to attack these pirate ships. At this moment, on the black commercial spaceship, the entire spaceship was controlled by thousands of pirates, and all the passengers on the spaceship became hostages. Each of the pirates was fierce and murderous, and there were scars on their faces. Gaga, your spaceship has been hijacked by our fat sheep pirates. Don't act rashly, don't resist stubbornly, or you will all die. A pirate leader shouted loudly, murderous. That's right, if you cooperate obediently and let your family redeem you, then you still have a chance to live. If you dare to fight against our fat sheep pirates here, you will all die. Another pirate said coldly. Hee, our luck is really too good. We actually encountered such a spaceship on our way home. Isn't that right? Look at these guys, they're all dressed in suits and leather shoes. They must be very rich. Capture all of them. If they have money, ask their families to redeem them. If they don't, capture them. The men will be used as coolies and the women will be sold as slaves. It can be considered a trade. As expected of the boss. He's practically squeezing this group of fat sheep to death, not letting go of even the slightest bit of profit. If we follow boss, we'll be able to eat and drink well. The other pirates looked at the passengers fiercely. They not only wanted to rob money but also did some kidnappings. Obviously they were very greedy and wanted to eat everything. All the passengers on the spaceship were scared to death and their faces were pale. They were frightened to the extreme. They didn't expect that they would be so unlucky to meet pirates in this place. Some people were even scared to the point of incontinence. Some people have been killed because of their previous resistance. The captain and many guards on this spaceship were also subdued and couldn't move. Among the crowd, Qiushu and Sumei were hiding inside and observing the surroundings very calmly. At this moment, the two of them had changed their appearance to that of ordinary women. Otherwise, according to their beauty, they would definitely be discovered and captured by the pirates in the first place. What should we do? Sumei spoke with divine sense. The plan is very smooth. This ship is really targeted by the fat sheep pirates. Later, we will pretend to be captured and follow them into the nest of the 40 Pirate Alliance. Qiushu said in a deep voice and her eyes showed a glimmer of light. The so-called 40 Pirate Alliance is the famous 40 pirates of the Southern Universe. They formed a huge pirate alliance. They do all kinds of evil and have great power. It can be said that they are tyrannical in the Southern Universe and no one dares to provoke them. Their strength is comparable to a large holy sect. Even this alliance has the support of a saint. And their nest can be regarded as a no-go zone. If one is not recognized by the 40 Pirate Alliance, they can't enter at all. Therefore, in order to enter the nest of the 40 Pirate Alliance, Qiushu and Sumei pretended to be captured by the pirates and calmly infiltrated in silently. On the surface, this is a very risky plan, but according to their strength and plan, they believe that if they are careful, these pirates can't stop their actions at all. After all, even if this pirate alliance has the support of a saint can't casually take action. The real enemies are these notorious pirates at the bottom. Okay, then wait. I believe we will be able to go in soon. Sumei nodded. She is skilled and bold. Even if there may be an accident, with the strength of the fat sheep pirates, they can't stop them from leaving. At this time the attack of the stars came over and a thick starlight blasted over, tearing the starry sky. Bang bang bang. The 6 pirate ships surrounding the black commercial spaceship were immediately pierced by the starlight, and the whole spaceship broke apart like fireworks. Suddenly, including the fat sheep pirates, Qiushu, Sumei and others, they were stunned and had no idea what happened. Boss, our ship was blown up? A pirate stammered as he looked at the spaceships of his pirate group being smashed outside. He wanted to cry but had no tears. With a slap, the pirate leader slapped him and made him dizzy. Shut up, don't I have fucking eyes? Can't I see it? Who is it? Which bastard is so wicked to blow up the spaceship of my fat sheep pirates? Do you know what force you have offended? I am a member of the 40 Pirate Alliance. Do you want to die? He roared. He was so angry that his heart was dripping blood. This is 6 spaceships, a total of 6 spaceships. Each spaceship is equipped with powerful technological weapons. They are armed to the teeth and are priceless. They are their livelihood. They specialize in robbing, burning, killing, and plundering. But now it's gone in an instant. All of them have turned into fireworks. Chapter 2108. Ah, come out, get out of here immediately. Which bastard is so hateful that he dared to blow up our spaceship? Do you want to die? Don't let us find you or you will die. You will be chased by the Pirate Alliance until you die. Many fat sheep pirates shouted angrily and gnashed their teeth. They were shocked and angry. They are also in the same boat with the fat sheep pirates. Now their spaceship is gone and their home is gone. The most important thing is that all the treasures they left on the spaceship are gone. This is equivalent to killing their whole family. One can imagine their anger at the moment. They were also shocked and didn't know why such a thing happened. Because the detection system on their spaceship is very powerful. If other spaceships approach, it will definitely be detected by the system. But now there is no movement and they don't know when the enemy appeared. Both Chioshu and Sumei were stunned. They felt that this matter had become complicated. There might be a huge accident. How could someone appear at this time and blow up the pirate spaceship? Could it be that someone had done something righteous and heroic? At this moment, a figure landed on the black commercial spaceship and a voice came out. I did that thing just now. What do you think? A young man in white appeared in front of many pirates. This person is Xia Ping, but he changed his appearance. No one knows him. What do you think? It turned out to be you, pretty boy. Go to hell. Many pirates are very fierce. They don't talk nonsense with the enemy. They are not interested in asking about the origin of the enemy. As soon as they make a move, they will put the enemy to death. They took out their laser guns and were about to shoot at Xia Ping when Xia Ping stopped them. Some of the more powerful pirates took out their magic weapons and tried to use their magical powers to kill them all. Xia Ping didn't even look at them. With a light palm, the whole void trembled. Boom, all the pirates present were stunned. They felt an irresistible force surging into their bodies and descending from the void. Their entire body seemed to be frozen and the surrounding void was still. They couldn't move and even their eyeballs couldn't move. These pirates didn't care about their strength. When this power penetrated into them, it produced a destructive wave. Their bodies were all smashed into pieces. In the next second, all the pirates were dead. Not a single one was left. They turned into a cloud of blood mist. Many of the passengers on the spaceship were dumbfounded. They couldn't believe their eyes. As soon as this mysterious person appeared, with just a light palm, all the pirates were dead. They didn't know what kind of terrifying power this was. No, it wasn't just tyrannical power, it was also used to the peak, reaching the acme of perfection. Only in this way can he kill all the pirates with one palm and they are unscathed. Without a doubt, this was definitely a top powerhouse of the human race. At this moment, every passenger was ecstatic because after these pirates died, they were out of danger and would not be caught by these pirates. How could this be? Chioshu and Sumei were extremely depressed. They originally wanted to take the opportunity to sneak into the 40 Pirate Alliance and follow this group of pirates, but the sudden appearance of this mysterious person disrupted their entire plan. But they also have no way. They can only say that no matter how perfect the plan is, there will always be accidents. They can only wait for the next opportunity. Just as they were thinking about the next plan, a figure appeared in front of them. It was Xia Ping. What? Chioshu and Sumei were immediately shocked. They didn't know why this mysterious powerhouse in front of them would stare at them. They suddenly became a little nervous. Beauty, are you interested in finding a place to get to know each other? I promise that I will only enter your body and will never enter your life. This will be a wonderful experience. Xia Ping smiled slightly and reached out to gently lift Chioshu's smooth chin. Bah, rogue. Suddenly, Chioshu was angry. She didn't care about the difference in strength between the two sides. She kicked fiercely, which contained a terrible explosive force. It seemed that the spaceship couldn't bear it. Unfortunately, when this kick landed on Xia Ping's body, it was like falling into a swamp. All the power was devoured cleanly. It seemed that no matter how powerful Chioshu was, she couldn't shake this existence in front of her. How can this be? Only then did Chioshu realize how powerful this person in front of her was. After a series of fortuitous encounters, her cultivation had reached the golden elixir realm. Her body had condensed many magic arrays. Every move of hers contained the power to affect the chi of heaven and earth. Her soul was also strong enough to communicate with dimensions. With such strength, even in the universe, she couldn't be considered an ant. Especially among the mortals, she was definitely an elite expert. She couldn't be underestimated. But in front of this mysterious person in front of her, she couldn't do anything at all. One could imagine that the gap between the two sides was unimaginably big. At this time, Sumei's heart moved. She seemed to have sensed something. The aura that Xia Ping leaked had triggered a mysterious energy in the depths of her body. Xia Ping, is it you? She used her divine sense and her beautiful eyes stared at Xia Ping. Xia Ping? Chioshu's heart skipped a beat. She also heard Sumei's divine sense transmission. She didn't know why she was getting more and more familiar with this person in front of her. Even though his appearance had changed and his body shape was different, his aura wouldn't change. In particular, they had cultivated the telepathy heart technique. There was a special connection between their minds. With a thought, she used the telepathy heart technique and indeed resonated with the person in front of her. I've been discovered? I didn't expect to be exposed so quickly. Xia Ping regretfully said. It seemed like the telepathic heart technique had a great influence on him. It seemed like even the non-phase mask was unable to avoid this influence. This was a kind of mysterious force on the spiritual level, even more mysterious and unfathomable. It's really you, you bastard. Qiushi was even angrier. She was embarrassed and annoyed. She felt that she had been played by this bastard man in front of her. He actually dared to tease her in public. He was shameless to the extreme. At that moment she wanted to bite him and eat him up. This isn't the place to talk. Let's go. Without waiting for Qiushu to make a move, Xia Ping grabbed Qiushu and Su Mei and instantly left the spaceship, returning to the myriad stars. The passengers on the black commercial spaceship looked at each other, not knowing what had happened. It seemed that this mysterious expert had taken the two women and left. Chapter 2109. On the Stars. Xia Ping quickly caught Qiushu and Su Mei. The two of them looked at Xia Ping angrily, their faces flushed with anger as if they wanted to beat him up. Tell me what's going on. Why are you two lying on the spaceship? What bad things are you up to? Xia Ping asked with a straight face. What do you mean by lying? Who can lie more than you? Su Mei said disdainfully. You're right. Who can do more bad things than you? Qiushu chuckled. Xia Ping was so thick-skinned that even a Star Destroyer cannon couldn't penetrate it. How could he be embarrassed by a few sarcastic words? He was very calm and proud of himself. After asking for a while, he finally knew the purpose of Su Mei and Qiushu. It turned out that the two of them had once been on a green tree planet. With the help of a little girl Ruth, they ended up obtaining a purple dragon emperor ginseng and had a huge fortuitous encounter. With the help of this 100,000-year-old peerless elixir, their cultivation levels advanced by leaps and bounds, all the way to the golden core realm. However, they didn't expect that not long after they left that planet, they would be attacked by a group of pirates called the Black Fox Pirates. Several cities and countless villages were captured and enslaved. Among them was the little girl from the Treant clan, Ruth. After receiving the news, Su Mei and Qiushu were extremely anxious and immediately chased after the little girl, trying to rescue her. After all, Ruth had done them a great favor. However, they didn't expect the Black Fox Pirates to be a famous pirate group in the Southern Universe and even a member of the 40 Pirates Alliance. They had a large number of people, were deeply rooted, and had a deep background. Ordinary people couldn't shake them. Even ordinary people from Saint-level sects would find it extremely difficult to deal with the Pirate Alliance. However, they didn't want to deal with the entire Pirate Alliance. They just wanted to rescue the little girl, Ruth. In order to break into the nest of the 40 Pirates Alliance, they had put in a lot of effort. They wanted to sneak in as captives and search for Ruth's whereabouts without anyone knowing. However, they met Xia Ping before the plan even started, causing the plan to be aborted. I see it's to save someone. It's very simple, just leave it to me. Xia Ping patted his chest. You're willing to help? Qiushu asked in surprise. It wasn't that she didn't believe in Xia Ping's strength, but this guy was simply a bastard who wouldn't get up early without benefits. How could he help others so easily? Of course I'm willing. It's nothing much, but there's no such thing as a free lunch in this world. After we save that Ruth or whatever it is, you're going to give me 3 soccer kits. Xia Ping rolled his eyes and put forward his own conditions. He felt that saving the little girl Ruth was just a matter of convenience. According to the Wish Compass, the Mother Earth Stone was most likely in the lair of the 40 thieves. If they wanted to fight for the Mother Earth Stone, they would definitely clash with the 40 Great Bandits. Since that was the case, it was not a big deal to save the little girl, and he could also get 2 beautiful women. No matter how he looked at it, it was a good thing to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Bah! Qiushu and Su Mei spat. Their pretty faces turned red. They wanted to bite this bad egg. Give birth to 3 soccer kids? What did he think they were? Even a sow wouldn't give birth to so many. Oh right, I seem to remember something. Did you meet with my sister Suji before? Last time when you met her, her expression seemed very strange, as if she was restless. Did you do something to her? Su Mei looked at Xia Ping with a slightly dangerous expression. That's right. Jiang Yaru, Nangong Wu, and Chu Rong are also very strange. They always say some inexplicable things. From time to time they would be absent-minded, and their faces would turn red. They even couldn't help but scold some bastard. Could it be that you did something bad to them? Qiushu also narrowed her eyes as she thought of this matter. As a woman's sixth sense, she always felt that this matter was very strange. If you want to take both sisters and bully my sister, then don't blame me for being impolite. You can forget about that harmful thing on your body, Sumei said through clenched teeth. Killing intent leaked out from between her teeth. Xiaoping coughed, a little guilty. He felt that it was better to talk about saving people. A few hours later, Xiaoping, Qiushu, and Sumei came to an agreement. They would save people unconditionally, and this family matter would be put aside for the time being. After all, saving people was more important. Who knew what would happen to Ruth if they delayed it for a while? She might even be sold to another corner of the universe as a slave. At that time, in the vast universe, it would be very difficult to find her whereabouts. Whoosh! The stars were extremely fast. They immediately flew toward the star field where the 40 Pirates Alliance was located. Huh? Xiaoping looked into the distance. In front of the stars, they had arrived at a mysterious star field nearby. He immediately sensed that there was a vast restrictive formation in the distance. It covered the void and there was almost no gap. Any spaceship that tried to get close would be blocked. In the distant void, a huge invisible space barrier appeared. Ordinary power could not shake the power of this formation. Hell's golden crow eyes. Xiaoping's eyes penetrated the void, penetrated the space barrier, and directly saw the scene in the depths of this restrictive formation. There were a total of 30,000 planets inside. Each planet was distributed in a different location. They formed the nodes of the formation and provided endless energy for the formation. Each planet was filled with an intense fiendish aura. It seemed to communicate with the blood fiend dimension and condense the fiendish aura of heaven and earth. It was an extremely fiendish place. If an enemy barged in, they would immediately be ambushed and devoured by the formation. Even an immortal saint would be trapped in the formation and fall into a bitter battle. It seems that this so-called 40 Pirates Alliance has experts. Xiaoping narrowed his eyes. It was no wonder that this pirate alliance could run amok to this day. They had an immortal saint supporting them, and it was not just one immortal saint. It seemed that the depths of this nest contained a huge secret and unfathomable killing intent. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. At this moment, thousands of pirate ships appeared nearby. Each pirate ship was extremely ferocious. They were armed to the teeth and there were traces of damage everywhere. It was obvious that they had experienced countless battles. But, as if sensing the approaching pirate ships, a gap opened in the depths of the void. It was like a huge beast opening its mouth, and it was enough to accommodate many pirate ships. It's this place. Sumei and Qiushu both became nervous. It was precisely because the security was so tight that they tried everything to enter, even taking a huge risk. Enter. Xiaoping moved his thoughts and controlled the stars. The numerous stars immediately concealed their aura, compressed the size of their spaceship, and quietly followed behind these pirate ships, quietly entering. Chapter 21:10. After entering the 40 Pirate Alliance's starfield, one of the spaceships belonged to the Banana Pirates. There was a yellow banana carved on the hull. It was quite famous in the One Piece world. Haha, we finally returned to the pirate starfield. This place is our paradise. That's right. As long as we can return to this place, no matter what bad things we do outside, those human sects and countries won't be able to send people to capture us. This place is simply heaven. As long as you have money, you can eat and drink well. Jia, we made a lot of money this time. After going back, we must enjoy ourselves. I have been coveting the beauties in that nightclub for a long time. It seems that there are beauties of all races. That's for sure. At this moment, they returned with a full load. They robbed a commercial spaceship and obtained a huge amount of treasure. Now they were holding a celebration on the spaceship. Every pirate was in high spirits. At this moment, a figure flashed, broke through the space and directly entered the spaceship. Boom. Suddenly, ripples appeared in the space of the spaceship. This was a powerful spiritual fluctuation. An illusion world descended and enveloped the entire spaceship. Immediately, all the pirates fell into the illusion and were unable to extricate themselves. The person who appeared here was Xiaoping. Is it over? With a whoosh, Qiushu and Sumei jumped out of the void and arrived on the spaceship. Well, it's done. Now that they are under my illusion, they are already my puppets. I can ask them anything I want. Xiaoping said confidently. After advancing to the late stage of the Thunder Retribution realm, his spiritual power skyrocketed. His illusion realm has almost reached the point of passing off the fake as the real thing. Not to mention these small pirates, even the immortal saints may not be able to resist his illusion. The reason why he controlled these pirates is that he is not familiar with the specific situation of this starfield. To avoid unnecessary trouble, he decided to first capture the pirates of a spaceship and learn various information about this starfield from them. Thinking of this, he waved his hand and said, "Who is the leader of this ship?" "I am the captain of this pirate ship, Letty." At this time, a middle-aged man in a suit walked over. He had blonde hair and blue eyes. There was a scar on his face. He held a cane in his hand and had a fierce look on his face. But at this moment, his eyes were filled with confusion. He had completely fallen into the illusion, treating Xiaoping as the closest person to him. "Very well, tell me about the specific situation of this pirate star field," Xiaoping asked. After a while, from Captain Letty's mouth, they also learned a little information about the pirate starfield. First of all, although this starfield is known as the 40 Pirate Alliance, in fact, it is the gathering place of most of the pirates in the South Universe. Not only are there the 40 Pirate Alliance, but there are also countless pirates joining in. They are countless small pirates who are protected by the 40 Pirate Alliance. It can be said that this starfield is a paradise for pirates in the Southern Universe, a paradise for crime. No matter what crimes are committed outside, no one will pursue them in this place. Moreover, it was very easy to join the 40 Thieves Alliance. One only needed to become a member and register. They seemed to be thirsty for talents and didn't care about the quality of their subordinates. This has also led to the Pirate Star territory being a mix of crooks and honest people, with all kinds of criminals. However, if they weren't from the 40 Great Bandit Alliance, they would definitely be hunted down once they entered. There would be no place to hide. "What about the Black Fox Pirates, who are they?" Chioshu asked immediately. The Black Fox Pirates can be regarded as one of the 3 strongest pirate groups in the 40 Pirate Alliance. Speaking of this, Captain Letty showed a look of worship. They have many strong subordinates, a total of 100,000 spaceships, almost across the entire South Universe, and even other regions of the universe have their branches. And their main business is the slave trade. Ordinary pirates only rob spaceships, but they are different. They directly rob the entire planet, burning, killing, and looting. I don't know how many human countries have been killed by the Black Fox Pirates. He said that the Black Fox Pirates are very cruel and have the strength to compete with a human country. They killed one planet after another and don't know how many people died in their hands. It can be said that the Black Fox Pirates can be regarded as the largest slave trading organization in the South Universe. They have monopoly privileges and are inextricably linked to the major forces in the South Universe. This is a super pirate organization that countless pirates are eager to join. Where is the headquarters of the Black Fox Pirates? Where do they usually put the slaves they captured? Sume narrowed her eyes and asked. On the pirate planet. Captain Letty said in a deep voice. This is the largest planet in the pirate starfield, and it is also the center of business and political power. In fact, it is not only the Black Fox Pirates. The headquarters of the 40 pirate groups are on this planet. There are many powerful people and pirates. As for the other planets, they are just small pirate groups. Young Mao Yingjin asked for where they put the slaves they captured. It is actually a well-known thing. They are generally placed in the slave arena, where the slaves of their respective powerful races can fight bloody battles. At the same time, they can also trade all kinds of slave girls. Many slave merchants from all over the universe will come to the slave arena to trade. He showed a trace of envy as if living on the pirate planet is an incomparably glorious thing. But Xiaoping can hear that it is obviously not only pirates who can enter and leave this place, but also dark merchants from all over the universe. They are all doing some shameful business. After all, these pirates must find a channel to sell the things they robbed. This is the so-called selling stolen goods, so it is natural for them to collude with the powerful people from all over the universe. Then can you enter the pirate planet? Chioshu asked. Of course there is no problem. All of us pirates can go to the pirate planet to spend money and trade. The problem is that the place is too expensive. Accommodation, food, and so on are very expensive. It is not a place that we small pirates can stay for a long time. Captain Letty said helplessly. At most, we can stay for a few days and then we will go bankrupt. This is the cruelty of the world of pirates. If you have no money, you will be very miserable wherever you go. Very well, then we are a member of the Banana Pirates and we are one of the top members, and I am your real master behind the scenes. Xiaoping decided to pretend to be one of the members of the Banana Pirates and sneak into the pirate planet to find the girl Ruth. Yes, master. Chapter 2111. Pirate Planet. Slave Arena, Black Fox Pirates' headquarters in a huge cage. He saw that there were many slaves and women imprisoned around the cages. They came from different races and were densely packed together. The number of people had already exceeded 100,000. This was simply a huge slave market. These young female slaves were tied with shackles, chains, slave collars and so on so they couldn't run away. Even if they ran away, they could immediately detonate the slave collars, blowing up the young female slaves, leaving nothing behind. It's over, it's all over, we were caught by the notorious Black Fox Pirates, we can't run away. We will be sold all over the universe, no one will be able to find us again. Yes, we will be put on the auction stage, those rich people in the universe will auction below. But isn't slavery abolished long ago? How dare these bastards do such a thing? They are pirates, they dare not do anything, they simply do all kinds of evil. Is there no one who can control them? It's useless, they have run amok in the universe for many years, even human countries can't do anything to them, it is said that they have a saint behind them, they are so unscrupulous. Many slaves were frightened and extremely uneasy, some even hugged each other, it seems that only this can temporarily relieve their inner uneasiness. How could this be? I just saw a recruitment notice on the network saying that I can become a big star, I didn't expect to become a slave, let me out. A slave shouted, she was born in a humble family, she wanted to find a high-paying job to make up for her family, she didn't expect to come to the interview place to be caught and ended up in this ghost place. It's useless, they are pirates, they kill people, they killed my brother, my parents and even my grandfather, I can't live under the same sky with them. A young woman clenched her fists, she has a blood feud with the Black Fox Pirates. Damn Black Fox Pirates, one day I will never let them go. How could this be? I'm worthless, I'm not worth anything at all. Hurry up and let us go, otherwise the police will not let you go. You devils. Some slave girls cried out in grief. They were just ordinary people living in a peaceful place, but it was because of the appearance of the Black Fox Pirates that everything was destroyed. Shut up. If you dare to utter another word, I'll kill all of you. A jailer shouted with a murderous look in his eyes. It was obvious that he was a ruthless killer. He immediately scared all the slaves and young women. TSK, don't be angry. These slaves are high-quality goods. They are goods that can be sold for a high price. You can't treat them so roughly. Next to him, a fat pirate with big ears and a thick gold necklace around his neck walked out and laughed. His pair of small eyes flashed with the light of a Japanese merchant, looking very greedy. Supervisor. The surrounding prison guards all stepped forward and saluted respectfully. Keep an eye on them, these young slave girls will be auctioned tonight. At that time, there will be high officials and nobles from all over the universe auctioning them on the internet. Don't let them get hurt and don't let them commit suicide or harm themselves. Otherwise, it will lower the price of these goods and make those big shots unhappy. Do you understand? The fat pirate reminded, his face was very serious. Don't worry, Supervisor, if any guy dares to mess around, I will immediately inject S hallucinogen into them. At that time they won't be able to move. The jailer laughed. The so-called hallucinogen Y is actually a drug with a strong effect. Once it is injected, these young slave girls will not be able to move even if they have a strong will to resist. Very good, with you here I'm relieved. By the way, how is the young Traiant girl Ruth? Did she resist? There is a big man who likes her. After all, the Traiants are a very precious race. They are not easy to get. The fat supervisor asked. Don't worry, Supervisor, I have already arranged for the young Traiant girl, but it is strange that she is very calm and didn't yell like other young slave girls. The jailer said with a little doubt. It's nothing strange. It's good that she didn't yell. Even if she has any tricks up her sleeves, in short, we will sell her today and make a lot of money. The fat supervisor was too lazy to care so much, all he cared about was business. Yes, Supervisor. The jailer nodded and then the supervisor left. In the deepest part of the cage, a young Traiant girl was sitting quietly in the corner. She had emerald green hair, very fluffy. She seemed to be 12 or 13 years old and she was wearing black steel shackles. Sister. The young Traiant girl squeezed her fist. She was not as calm as she looked on the surface. After all, she was only about 13 years old. Her family was destroyed and she was captured as a slave. It was impossible for her to calm down. Only the amber necklace in her hand seemed to give her a trace of courage. Lord God seems to be here. Suddenly, the Traiant young woman raised her head. She seemed to have sensed something and was very happy. Her emerald green hair trembled and fluttered in the air, blossoming with bursts of green light and exuding endless vitality. Suddenly, all the injuries on her body healed, and an infinite power poured out of her. At the moment on the other side, the banana pirate ship soon arrived on the planet and came to the port. They saw a dense number of pirates around the port. All of them were fierce and exuding a murderous aura. Obviously they are all murderous people. They are all wanted criminals in the universe. If someone sweeps here with a gun, it is guaranteed that no one who dies is innocent. Master, this is the pirate planet. As for the slave arena, it is not far ahead. Captain Letty said respectfully to Xia Ping. Very good, you go ahead, I will go by myself. Xia Ping waved his hand and let Letty leave. Since they have come to the pirate planet, Letty is useless. Yes. The surrounding group of pirates quickly left. Xia Ping's heart moved. Suddenly, the world tree in the depths of his sea of consciousness shook. It seems that a wisp of aura has triggered the power of the world tree. It seems that something in this place is attracting it. What's wrong? Qiushu and Su Mei saw that Xia Ping's expression was a little wrong. Nothing, I just have a special feeling about this planet. Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. Let's go to the slave arena. Chapter 21:12. It didn't take long for Xia Ping, Su Mei and Autumn Snow to come near the slave arena. It was a slave trading market and it was magnificent everywhere. However, this place was heavily guarded, and there was a powerful defense system installed in the surroundings. There were also a large number of guards with guns in their hands, and they looked like fiends. It seems that there are not many people who can enter this place. Stop, you guys, what are you doing here? Don't you know that outsiders are not allowed to enter? Immediately, a few pirate soldiers in front of them shouted and stopped Xia Ping and others from approaching. Isn't there a slave trade here? We are here to buy slaves. Xia Ping asked. Buy slaves? Which pirate group are you from? A pirate soldier asked. Banana pirates. Xia Ping replied. The banana pirates, is that the poor and despicable pirate group? Suddenly, the pirate soldier showed a disgusted look and waved his hand. You want to buy slaves with your poor appearance? Don't joke around, don't you know that this is a high-class place? We are not selling ordinary slaves, each of them is worth a lot of money. Hurry up and get out of here, otherwise don't blame me for being rude. He obviously looks down on these third-rate pirates. In this starfield, third-rate pirates represent gangsters. They are at the bottom of the hierarchy. They have no money except for eating and drinking. Money is not a problem, I don't have anything else on me, but I have too much money, I'm afraid I can't spend it. Xia Ping stood with his hands behind his back. Keep bragging, I'm listening. The pirate soldier sneered. With a whiz, Xia Ping took out a small bag of crystal fragrant rice from his body and presented it in front of the pirate soldier. Suddenly, the air exuded a rich fragrance of spirit rice, which shocked the pirate soldier. What? This is crystal rice, the top spirit rice? Even a small bag is worth a lot of money, at least millions of universe coins. Where did you get it? Did you rob a child of a big family? Seeing this bag of spirit rice, the pirate soldier's eyes almost popped out and he couldn't wait to grab it and take it for himself. Because it wasn't as simple as rice, it was the highest grade of spiritual rice. Every grain was worth a fortune and that was money. You don't have to worry about that. I have a lot of spirit rice like this. It's more than enough to buy 8 or 10 beautiful female slaves. Xia Ping took back the spirit rice, looking like he was rich and overbearing. Humph, lucky bastard. Go in. The nearby pirate soldiers were so jealous that their intestines turned green. They knew that this bastard must have been lucky enough to rob a child of a big family. Otherwise, how could he get so much precious spirit rice and suddenly make a huge windfall? Since they knew that the other party was rich, they could not stop this guy from entering, so they could only let him go. What dogs hit luck? You can't eat the grapes and say that the grapes are sour. Like you, low-level soldiers, even if you join the big pirates, you will still be at the bottom all your life, guarding the door. Do you want to change your job? For example, be my doorkeeper. I can double your salary. Xia Ping was arrogant. Fuck this bitch. Look at your sister's door. The surrounding pirate soldiers were so angry that their faces turned green. This guy is actually a villain. He has a few stinky money and he actually began to show off in front of them. He even wants to hire them to guard the door. It's really outrageous. They can't wait to rush up and beat this kid, but the Black Fox pirates have strict rules. They don't dare to casually make a move, lest they violate the rules and be severely punished. After saying this, Xia Ping didn't look at the reaction of these pirates and directly walked in with Qiushu and Su Mei, looking like a nouveau riche, arrogant as he can be. Damn, this banana pirate's bastard is too arrogant. It's really annoying. That's right, he just got lucky and robbed a rich man. He became rich overnight. He actually showed off in front of us and asked us to guard the door. I look at his face. Humph, a man's wealth is his own ruin. This brat is dead for sure. I'll rob him later and take away all his goods. Let's see if he can still be so arrogant then. That's a good idea. Once he is alone we will rob him. Anyway, he's just a small member of the banana pirates. Jianghu dust? CK is a coward. Several Black Fox Pirates soldiers next to him showed a sinister smile. They planned to rob Xiaoping later. They wanted to take advantage of him. At this moment, Xiaoping, Qiushu and Sumei walked into the slave market. They saw that this market is extremely huge. It covers an area like a forbidden city. Steel cages are built everywhere. Inside the cages are slaves who have been captured from all over the universe. These slaves are all tied with handcuffs and shackles. Their clothes are ragged and they look dispirited. There are spacious roads between the cages for guests to choose slaves. It's like entering a zoo and you can see both sides. It had to be said that the business in this place was very good. Many slave traders from all over the universe appeared in this place to bargain with the Black Fox Pirates. At this time, a middle-aged fat man with a big belly and a gold chain around his neck came in front of him. He was followed by 3 men and went straight to Xiaoping. You are a member of the Banana Pirates. Do you have crystal rice on you? Is this true or false? How much do you have? The middle-aged fat man went straight to the point. He got the information from his men and immediately rushed over. So much that you can't eat it. Xiaoping said with a smile. Brother, you must be joking. You don't know how powerful our Black Fox Pirates are. We can eat as much as we want. The middle-aged fat man said proudly. Obviously, he is very confident in the financial resources of the Black Fox Pirates. I won't talk nonsense with you. Xiaoping waved his hand. I'm here just to buy some special slaves. I don't know if you have any? The price is not a problem at all. Special slaves? What special slaves do you want? There are slaves from all major races in the universe. I'm afraid you don't have enough money. The middle-aged fat man's eyes turned and revealed a glimmer of light. Not enough. Is this enough? With a snap, Xiaoping waved his hand and immediately took out a large bag of crystal rice from his body and smashed it on the ground. The dust splashed on the ground at least hundreds of kilograms. What? The eyes of the surrounding pirates were green. Just a small bag of crystal rice was worth millions of universe coins. Now there is a big bag hundreds of kilograms. How much is it worth? It is simply unimaginable. Interesting, it seems that you really came prepared. Tell me, what slaves do you want? Chapter 21:13. Treant slave, I got the news that you caught a treant here, so I want to buy her. Xiaoping said straightforwardly. You are well informed, we just caught a treant slave, how do you know? The middle-aged fat man was surprised. He didn't expect his internal information to be leaked out. It was incredible that a small banana pirates knew about it. Qiushu and Sumei suddenly felt nervous and looked at each other. Ruth is really here, but it's not necessarily. It may be another treant. They can't be happy for the time being. They still tried to hide their emotions. Snakes have their own ways and rats have their own ways. It's not a big deal to know some information. With money you can buy any information. Xiaoping said carelessly. Just tell me, how much does it cost to buy that treant tribe slave? This is a big deal, we can't talk about it here, let's go to the VIP room to talk. The middle-aged fat man made an inviting gesture. Okay. Xiaoping nodded and followed the middle-aged fat man in front of him all the way to the deepest part of the market. A spacious and magnificent VIP room. The noise around them suddenly disappeared. They were the only ones left around, and the Black Fox Pirates. To be honest, it's not impossible for you to buy the treant slave, but now there is a problem, that is, the treant slave is favored by a big man. He paid a lot of money to reserve it tonight, we can't break our promise. The middle-aged fat man's eyes turned and said. Just tell me, how much do you need? Xiaoping saw at a glance that the fat man wanted to raise the price. Well, the price doesn't matter, it depends on your sincerity. If your sincerity is enough, we may give up such a big customer and give up the reputation we have accumulated over the years. The middle-aged fat man said with a smile. He kicked the ball back, he refused to tell the real price. Interesting, I have seen a lot of greedy people, but I have never seen someone as greedy as you. But I have money, do you think such a 100,000-year-old elixir is enough? Xiaoping didn't change his expression. He took out a 100,000-year-old elixir, ice grass, and suddenly the depths of the void were filled with a bone-penetrating chill. It seemed that the ground was frozen. What? This is a 100,000-year-old spirit herb, ice grass. It contains the power of the 9 heavens. Consuming it will immediately increase one's magic power by several thousand years. It's a peerless spirit herb that even Thunder Retribution Realm experts covet. Is priceless, truly priceless? Heavens? I have only seen 100,000-year-old spiritual herbs in auctions. No one would sell or trade them in the real world. This is too ridiculous. There was once a person who was willing to use a commercial planet to exchange for a 100,000-year-old spirit herb, but he was unable to exchange for it. The value is just that shocking. Suddenly, many of the Black Fox pirates present were short of breath, and their eyes were red. It seemed that they couldn't believe what they saw. A 100,000-year-old elixir was too scary. However, this was nothing to Xia Ping, who knew how many were planted in the space of the mountain and river pearl. Interesting. The fat middle-aged man's eyes revealed a greedy glint. His breathing quickened as he said, "If it's really 100,000 years old frigid ice grass, then it's more than enough to buy a Treant tribe slave. However, I need to appraise it to see if it's real." "That's not a problem." Xia Ping handed over the elixir. The fat middle-aged man took it and looked at it carefully. His small eyes immediately became sharp. "Yes, this is indeed 100,000 years old frigid ice grass, but it's stolen goods. It was stolen from the treasure house of the Black Fox pirates. Just 3 days ago we lost a lot of treasures in the treasure house of the Black Fox pirates. There was crystal rice and this 100,000 years old frigid ice grass, but we couldn't find the thief. I didn't expect you to come to us in person today. Your courage is really fat. Now that you are caught red-handed, I want to see what else you can say. Immediately take it down for me." He yelled and stared at Xia Ping with a murderous look. "What bullshit stolen goods? This is our treasure. How could it be lost by your Black Fox pirates? Do you want to rob us? Do you want to lose all the credibility of the Black Fox pirates?" Qiushu scolded. She didn't expect this group of pirates to be so lawless. They want to rob us. They don't want to give the slaves and they even want to swallow the elixir. I advise you not to act rashly. If you want to frame us, you have to look at the person. Don't do something that you will regret. Su Mei said coldly, warning the Black Fox pirates. Don't act rashly? Hearing this, a pirate suddenly laughed. Who do you think you are? 2 or 3 people, a small role in a third-rate pirate group. You dare to threaten us? Have you measured your own strength? What a joke. Can't you see the current situation? Don't do something that you will regret. Even if we kill you, who would dare to say anything to the Black Fox pirates? That's right. Even if we kill you, I guarantee that your captain won't even dare to fart. Many members of the Black Fox pirates laughed as if they were watching a few jokes. They were fearless and unscrupulous. They didn't care about the thoughts of Xia Ping and others at all. Don't talk nonsense. Immediately arrest these 3 little thieves. Torture them and force them to tell us where the stolen goods are. The middle-aged fat man ordered his men to capture all 3 of them. The reason why he took the 3 of them into the VIP room before was not to trade with them. He was just worried that there would be too many guests outside. If he forced them, it would cause adverse effects and destroy the reputation of the Black Fox pirates. However, it was different in the VIP lounge. There were few people around. If they were to make a move here, no one would be able to help them. This group of people could only let them do whatever they wanted. As soon as his voice fell, Xia Ping made a move and gently pointed. Dong. Suddenly, the middle-aged fat man's chest was pierced and his heart was crushed. A large amount of blood flowed out and dyed the ground red. I'm dead. You damn bitch, you dare to kill me? You dare to kill me in the base camp of the Black Fox pirates? The middle-aged fatty was dumbfounded. He simply didn't dare to imagine that this damn third-rate slut would actually dare to attack him, explode his heart with a single move and kill him on the spot. A strong pain quickly spread throughout his body. I don't dare to kill you? Who do you think you are? Your captain is here. If I want to kill you, do I still need to discuss with you? You want to learn from others? You don't know what kind of virtue you have. Xia Ping gently waved his hand and with a bang, the middle-aged fat man's body was immediately torn apart and completely shattered. Chapter 21:14. In the arena. For a time, all the pirates in the slave arena heard the alarm and quickly rushed over. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. In less than a minute, powerful pirates appeared nearby. They were all high-level members of the Black Fox pirates. They quickly rushed over to see what was going on. They're all masters. Su Mei and Qiushu's faces were solemn. They could sense that the newcomers were very powerful. They were at least in the golden elixir realm and had condensed powerful spells. Moreover, each of them seemed to contain a mountain of corpses and a sea of blood, as well as a boundless killing intent. It could be imagined that they were all extremely cruel and murderous. Damn it, who is it? How dare they kill people in the territory of the Black Fox pirates? Surrender immediately and kneel down to beg for mercy. Otherwise, I'll kill your entire family and your entire clan. Attack. Capture this guy. I want him to be stuck between life and death. One by one, the Senior G Division of the Black Fox pirates rushed over, fierce and fast as thunder. When they came to the VIP room and saw Xia Ping, Qiushu, and Su Mei standing there, they immediately knew that these three must be the culprits. They didn't say anything and attacked on the spot. Boom. Suddenly, the entire arena shook as if there was a super earthquake. All the chi of heaven and earth swept over, forming a terrible storm that covered the sky and covered the earth. One terrifying divine ability after another blasted over, interweaving with each other. Like a meteor shower, they blasted towards Xia Ping and the other two, causing all the energy in the world to explode. They didn't have any intention of holding back at all. Their attacks were fatal. Insignificant tricks. Who gave you the courage to attack me? Xia Ping sighed. If it was a few years ago, these people could still pose a threat to him. But now they were nothing more than ants. He took a deep breath and blew it out. Rumble. Suddenly the sky and earth shook and the stars fell. It seemed to have formed an apocalyptic storm. The wind whistled and every airflow formed a terrible wind blade cutting the space. Bang, bang, bang. In an instant, all the divine ability formations shattered and turned into a ball of vital energy. Dozens of Senior G Division members of the Black Fox pirates who came from afar showed a horrified expression. Their bodies immediately collapsed inch by inch and all of them exploded. They couldn't even resist for a second. Even the huge buildings in the distance were destroyed, all collapsing and turning into rubble. The ground seemed to have countless shocking cracks that were several kilometers long. These were all traces left behind by the wind blades. It was as if a massive earthquake had occurred, destroying everything in its path. Too strong. Qiushu and Su Mei were both dumbfounded. They also knew that Xia Ping's current strength was not what it used to be. He had already reached the martial arts realm of the human clan's almighty. However, this was the first time they had seen Xia Ping in action. They did not expect him to be so powerful. Even in the universe, such strength could be considered a tyrannical existence. The aura that triggered the world tree seems to be underground. Xia Ping moved his mind and stepped on the ground. Thump thump thump. Chapter 21:15. Such an intense battle and strong energy fluctuations swept through the entire pirate planet, alarming the 40 pirate lords. All the pirates knew about this matter. Omega Delta. Omega, my god, what the hell happened? It seems that there is chaos in the slave arena and an intruder came in to make trouble. What? Slave arena? Isn't that the headquarters of the Black Fox pirates? That place is full of restrictions and masters. Someone dares to make trouble in that place. Does he want to die? It's not that the dragon doesn't cross the river. That invader is extremely tyrannical. Many of the Black Fox pirates' Senior G Division were killed. That's called a river of blood. Zong zong? Who the hell dares to make trouble in our 40 pirate alliance? I don't know. In short, this incident alarmed the elders of the pirate planet. They are all angry and want to punish this abominable intruder and give him an unforgettable lesson. On the pirate planet, countless pirates were talking about it. They were also shocked because they don't know how many years have passed. The pirate planet has been quiet and no one has ever dared to come here. Now there are people who dare to kill people in the territory of the Black Fox pirates. This is simply a slap in the face of the Black Fox pirates and the 40 Pirate Alliance. This is an intolerable thing. And this will also make them the public enemy of all pirates. For a time, all the pirates moved and sent countless masters to the slave arena. Because now it is not only a matter of the Black Fox pirates, but also a matter of the face of all the pirates in the 40 Pirate Alliance. At this moment in the underground slave cage. Who is it? Do you know that this is an important prison of the Black Fox pirates? How dare you break in? Are you not afraid of death? Are you not afraid of being chased by the Black Fox pirates? Stop, the intruder, stop immediately or we will shoot. Do you know how fierce the Black Fox pirates are? Do you know how notorious we are? Seeing Xia Ping coming down, many of the Black Fox pirates' jailers who were staying in the underground cage were alarmed. They were frightened and stared at the terrible intruder with weapons in their hands. They are fierce in appearance but cowardly in heart, warning fiercely. Xia Ping glanced at them. Just a single glance. Boom, the bodies of all the prison guards started burning. A ball of flames spread from the inside out of their bodies and immediately turned into a huge torch. In a few breaths they were burned to ashes. They didn't even have the chance to scream before they were burned to death. This was the terror of awakening too. 4 billion infernal golden crow cells. Just a glance was enough to trigger the power of void flames and set the enemy on fire. If his bloodline was just a little stronger, the blood energy in his body would probably reach an unimaginable level. If a mortal were to approach him, they would be burned to death and turned into ashes. This was the eternal and inextinguishable ether Y. It was a flame that mortals could not get close to, could not look directly at, and could not understand. Using these flames to wipe out this group of prison guards was like using a butcher's knife to kill. Yes, this is the place. Xia Ping's figure flashed and arrived at the deepest part of the cage. He saw a young woman with emerald green hair imprisoned here. Her body exuded a quiet and peaceful aura of life, seemingly inextricably linked to the world tree. Dense and mysterious green runes appeared on her skin, containing a powerful life force. It was as if she was not a human but a towering tree. Lord God, you are here. Sensing Xia Ping's aura approaching, the young woman seemed very happy. Ruth? At this time, Qiushu and Su Mei both shouted with a very excited expression. They recognized this young woman as Ruth of the Tree Clan, who they wanted to rescue this time. Sister Qiushu, Sister Su, I knew you would definitely come back to save me, and you even brought Lord God. Seeing Qiushu and Su Mei, the young woman Ruth also seemed very happy. Lord God? What's a God Master? Could it be this bad guy? Qiushu pointed at Xia Ping. Yes, he is not Lord God, but he has the aura of Lord God. This is the God of our Tree Clan, the origin and ruler of everything. The young woman Ruth said seriously, her expression very respectful and sincere. What the hell? Qiushu and Su Mei were both confused, not knowing what Ruth was talking about. Well, don't worry about it too much. If you have anything to say, wait until later. There are a lot of enemies coming. Xia Ping made a move and with a slap, the whole cage collapsed. The chains, shackles and slave collars on Ruth's body were completely shattered, and she regained her freedom. But he also knew what Ruth meant, maybe she was talking about the world tree on his body. After all, the world tree is indeed the source of all plant life, the ancestor of plant life, and these Tree Clan may be inextricably linked to the world tree. It is even possible that the Tree Clan has mastered the key to the growth of the world tree. Lord God, can you save them? They are all innocent. Ruth pointed to some of the imprisoned slave girls nearby, her face showing a pleading look. When the slaves around heard these words, all of them showed their desire. Instead of staying here and being sold by pirates, it is better to be rescued by this powerful human in front of them. They are all eager to restore their freedom. If they are sold to all parts of the universe, they will really be finished and they will live a life worse than death. Save them? Xia Ping touched his chin, thinking about the gains and losses of this matter. At this time, the voice of the green ox came, Master, now the space of the mountain river Pearl has expanded a lot, adding a lot of fields and farmland. We need a lot of manpower. Maybe these slaves can be used as manpower. It wants to fill some manpower and reduce its workload. Yes, this idea is good. I like these slaves. Xia Ping felt that he can catch a bunch of coolies. Boom, thinking of this, he slapped the whole underground cage and the shackles, slave collars and other things that bound the freedom of the slaves were all shattered. He used his power to the peak and it was superb. Walala, Xia Ping grabbed again and a huge black hole portal appeared in the depths of the void, and suddenly all the slaves were sucked in by the portal and fell into the space of the mountain river Pearl. One by one the slaves screamed, but there was nothing they could do. You guys go in too. Xia Ping also threw Qiushu, Su Mei and Ruth in. After all, this place has the support of a saint. If there is a real battle, they will not be able to withstand the shock. Chapter 21:16. There seems to be a treasure house in front. Look. Small. After capturing all the young female slaves, Xia Ping's spiritual awareness penetrated every corner nearby and immediately perceived that there was a huge treasure house not far ahead. Presumably, this must be the place where the Black Fox pirates hide their treasures. Such a super pirate group that has been in the universe for many years must have plundered an amazing amount of treasures every year. It was impossible for him to miss out on such a benefit. Xia Ping's figure flashed and immediately approached the treasure house. He found that there were a lot of Black Fox pirate soldiers near the treasure house. They also found Xia Ping at once. Damn, the enemy is coming. Kill him, we can't let him get close to our treasure house. Elder, immediately informed the elders to come over, the treasure house can't be lost. Many pirates shouted loudly. They didn't expect that after this fierce dragon destroyed the slave cage, he was so bold that he came to the treasure house of their pirate group. This is simply a plan to unite with their Black Fox pirates to the death. Bastard, you dare to break into the treasure house of my Black Fox pirates? You are dreaming, die for me. In the blink of an eye, 3 black-clothed old men flew out of the treasure house. Their strength had reached the Thunder Retribution realm. They were fierce and fiendish, clawing over like archaic vicious birds. The strength of these 3 elders was not inferior to that of an elder from a sacred sect. Generally speaking, with such a top powerhouse guarding the treasure house, it is absolutely foolproof. From this point, it can be seen how much the Black Fox pirates value this treasure house. It is definitely the lifeblood of the Black Fox pirates. Get lost. Xia Ping didn't even look at them as he slapped out with his palm. With a loud bang, the 3 black-robed old men immediately let out miserable screams. All of their divine abilities and spells were shattered into pieces. Even their bodies were slapped like flies. They flew out and slammed into the wall of the treasure house. They were immediately smashed into pieces. They couldn't even resist for a second. The current Xia Ping was not someone that these Thunder Tribulation Realm cultivators could resist. Just his brute force alone could kill a Thunder Tribulation Realm expert on the spot and turn him into a paste. Monster, this is a monster. Run. We're no match for him. We're not his match. Seeing that the 3 elders were killed with a single slap, all the Black Fox pirate soldiers were scared to death. They immediately dropped their weapons and did not dare to stay in the same place and quickly fled. After a while, all the pirates in this place ran away. This treasure trove has used some pretty good materials. Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. With a single glance, he could tell that this treasury was made with black crystals, purple silver, fine gold, brilliant white steel and other materials. It was incomparably sturdy, and there were also many restrictive arrays engraved on it. Even a Thunder Tribulation Realm expert wouldn't be able to penetrate it. Unfortunately, it was useless to him. Hell Golden Crow Fire. Xia Ping gently slapped his palm over. His entire palm turned into a dark golden flame. It burned fiercely and slapped the wall. Immediately, the wall melted at a speed visible to the naked eye. Even the famous precious metals in the universe couldn't withstand the temperature and scorching heat of the Hell Golden Crow Fire. They melted one after another, burning through a cave the size of a person. All the restrictive arrays were shattered and turned into nothingness. So many treasures. Xia Ping stepped into the treasury. The first thing he saw was that this treasury was filled with top-notch spirit stones. Everywhere was filled with rich heaven and earth spiritual chi. This was an extremely pure energy. With so many spirit stones piled up, it was like a mountain. If outsiders saw this, they would definitely be scared to death. It was unknown how many universe dollars these spirit stones were worth. He turned to look. In another place there was a large number of universe rare ores such as 10 millennia cold iron, black crystal, purple silver, adamantine, white brilliant steel, earth crystal, azure falling stone, CC jade and so on. They were all extremely rare ores. Any one of them could be used to refine peerless spirit weapons. Piled up together, they emitted a rich aura of Gingjin. It was as if countless sword auras were buzzing and cutting through space. Sensing these ores, the H-Gold slime seemed to be very excited and transmitted a joyful emotion. In addition to these precious ores, there were also a large number of spirit Y such as Winterthorn C, Icecap C, Nightmare Vine, Earthroot C, Graveyard Moss, Tai YY C, Peacebloom C, Mountain Rat C, Ghost Mushroom and so on. They were all relatively precious spirit Y. Although their age was not very high, there were many varieties. If they were cultivated by the Green Bull, they would definitely be able to produce many more 100,000-year-old spirit Y. Perhaps even a good holy Y could be cultivated among them. As for pill Y treasures and the like, there was no need to even mention them. They simply filled up the entire warehouse. Everywhere was filled with pill Y's aura and the glow of treasures. By rough estimation, these treasures added up to trillions of universe credits. Mine, all of them are mine. Xia Ping was very excited and plundered without restraint. He stored all these treasures into the space of his pearl of mountains and rivers, leaving not a single thing behind. In just a few minutes, the entire treasure vault was emptied by him. Not even a scrap of paper was left behind. Right, the materials used to build this treasure vault are also very good. I'll melt them all and take them away. Xiaoping touched his chin and felt that the materials in this treasure vault seemed to be very precious. With a wave of his hand, he immediately activated the infernal golden crow's flames and burned the entire treasure vault. Whoosh! In an instant the entire treasure vault was melted and turned into metal YT, forming a metal river. Then Xiaoping took the entire metal river away. All that was left of the treasure vault was an empty shell, or rather a hollowed-out cave. Not a single treasure was left behind. At this time, Xiaoping's unscrupulous behavior completely alarmed the entire pirate planet and attracted the attention of the 40 Pirate Alliance. Countless elders gathered from all directions of the planet. Bastard, how dare you kill the people of the Black Fox Pirates, rob us of our slaves and even plunder our treasure vault? You're desecrating the dignity of the Pirate Alliance. You're seeking your own death. A Black Fox pirate leader elder flew out and shouted angrily. His voice spread throughout the entire planet. All the pirates could hear the elder's anger. It was estimated that he even had the intention to exterminate the entire clan of that little thief. All pirates, listen up. Hide in your houses immediately and don't move. I will immediately activate the pirate planet's restrictive formation and lock on strong enemies. If anyone dares to act rashly, kill them. Chapter 21:17. Dang dang. Dang dang. In an instant the entire pirate planet rang with alarms. It seemed that a peerless spirit artifact level bell was ringing on a tower that ran through the pirate planet. Free serialization. This was a warning bell that would only be activated at extremely critical moments. However, this warning bell had never been rung since it appeared on the pirate planet. This was the first time it was rung, which shocked all the pirates. Buzz, with the ringing of this warning bell, the entire planet shook. Huge restrictive arrays emerged from the void one after another, covering the entire planet and appearing in every corner of the planet. Above the sky, silver clouds were rolling and condensing into a substance, like a silver river flowing turbulently. It seemed to run through the void and communicate with countless dimensional spaces. On the planet, one city after another activated the restrictive arrays. They echoed with each other and connected together, blooming with endless silver light, filling every city with silver light. Every corner of the planet was emitting a chill that was as cold as the dark clouds. It was as if the entire planet had been frozen. The pirates on the pirate planet were horrified because they sensed that the entire planet was penetrated by countless silver lights. The world's essence was solidified, and their bodies were bound by a mysterious force, unable to move. Under the restraint of such a restrictive array, everyone was a prisoner. They actually reacted so quickly. At this moment, Xiaoping had already plundered the treasure vault clean. He also sensed the omnipresent binding force coming from the depths of the void, seemingly trying to control him. However, this binding force was useless against him. With a little bit of qigong he could shatter it into pieces. However, it had to be said that the restrictive array on this planet was indeed powerful. If it wasn't him but any other Thunder Retribution Realm powerhouse who entered this place, it would be like breaking into a dragon's pool. Once they appeared, they would immediately be bound by the restrictive array, unable to move. Moreover, he also sensed that the entire pirate planet seemed to have been refined into a powerful magic weapon by the Pirate Alliance. Every corner of the planet had a restrictive array that was constantly operating. It was like a war fortress, containing tyrannical power, almost reaching the power of a low-grade sacred artifact. It was unknown how much effort and resources these pirates had spent on this planet. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Just then, a dense crowd of people appeared where Xiaoping was. There were at least 300 of them. They were all elders of the 40 Great Bandit Alliance. Their strength had all reached the Lightning Tribulation Realm. Many of the elders were even at the peak of the Lightning Tribulation Realm. Their bodies emitted a tyrannical aura that shook the void, causing the entire planet to tremble and tremble continuously. You little thief, you dare to come to the Pirate Star to make trouble and dare to come to the headquarters of the Black Fox Pirates. Tell me who gave you such a dog's courage. A pirate elder shouted angrily. As the center of pirates, no one dared to come here and it was known as the safest place for pirates, but such a reputation was ended by this damn fanatic today. One could imagine how furious he was right now. He even had the intention to kill this person's entire clan. Wait, what about the treasure house of the Black Fox Pirates? Where are the treasures inside? Where did they go? An elder of the Black Fox Pirates screamed. He found that the treasure house that his pirate group had accumulated for many years and spent a lot of effort to build had disappeared into thin air. He couldn't believe his eyes. Oh, about that. I've moved all the treasures inside, Xiaoping replied. Moved? That's impossible. This treasure vault is made of copper and iron. Even a Thunder Retribution Realm expert wouldn't be able to break through it. What right do you have to move it away? Forget about the treasures inside, what about the walls of the treasure vault? Where did its outer shell go? Why is there only an air raid shelter left? Another Black Fox pirate captain shouted. Of course it was also moved away. This wall is a good thing. It's made of very precious or materials. Wouldn't it be a pity to leave it here? Xiaoping said matter-of-factly. It's a pity, you little thief. This is an unparalleled treasure that my Black Fox pirates worked hard to accumulate for many years. It's a lifetime savings. Now you want to move it all away with just a word? You don't even want to leave a strand of hair behind. Are you still human? With a puff, the Black Fox pirate leader was so angry that he vomited blood on the spot and almost fainted. He couldn't accept such a cruel fact. Why bother? As the saying goes, small wealth doesn't scatter, big wealth doesn't come. Anyway, if you leave the treasures in this place, it will cost you money. It's better for me to take advantage of it. And these are all ill-gotten gains. They were all robbed by you. If you can rob them, why can't I rob them? Xiaoping said righteously. Shut up, J-Man. Robbing our things and you're still in the right? Do you have any shame? J-Man, this bastard is even more abominable than Tao Tai. Even a thief wouldn't be like him when he enters the house. My Black Fox pirates and he are absolutely irreconcilable. Take out all the treasures immediately. Otherwise we will tear you into pieces today. Robbing the treasures of my Black Fox pirates, you want to do this? If I let you leave alive today, I will commit suicide on the spot and not be a pirate in this life. Kill him, peel off his tendons. Many of the Black Fox pirate leaders were furious. They didn't know how much effort and resources they had spent to obtain the treasures, but now they were all taken away by a brat. All their life savings were gone. Who could bear such a blow? Rumble, in an instant, a group of Black Fox pirate leaders couldn't stand it anymore and immediately attacked Xiaoping together. Hundreds and thousands of magical powers and spells bombarded down, containing the momentum of destroying heaven and earth. It is enough to blow up a planet and leave no bones behind. One can imagine their anger at the moment. Looks like you've all fallen into evil and refused to repent. Even if you're alive, you'll still bring disaster to the world. If you don't enter hell, who will? I'll be kind and send you on your way. Xiaoping sighed, pinched an orchid in his hand and slapped it. Buddhist divine ability, the merciful palm of mercy. Suddenly, a huge golden palm print appeared in the depths of the void. On its surface were dense Buddhist scriptures, and in the center of the palm appeared a Buddhist sutra. D symbol appeared in the middle of the palm, emitting infinite golden light. Although it is a Buddhist magical power, this palm contains the aura of annihilation. It seems to open the way to the H-spring. With just one palm, all the magical powers and spells that came into contact with this golden palm print instantly turned into powder and shattered. Dong. A group of Black Fox pirate leaders didn't know what was going on. Their tanks came into contact with the golden light and were hit by Golden Say's palm print. Their entire tanks were broken and torn apart. They couldn't even scream. Chapter 21:18. Retreat, retreat immediately. We can't fight him head-on. Omega Delta Omega. Seeing that all the elders of the Black Fox pirates were dead, the other pirate elders were scared to death. Their faces turned green and they fled in all directions, wishing that their parents could give them more legs. They knew how powerful these Black Fox pirate elders were. All of them were Thunder Retribution Realm cultivators with tyrannical combat power, no less than any of them. But now they were slapped to death by this ferocious person in front of them. It was too terrifying. If they were dealt with, they would follow in the footsteps of these Black Fox pirate elders. They were here to annihilate the murderers, not to die. This guy is too strong. We are no match for him in a one-on-one fight. It doesn't matter. In the pirate planet's restriction formation, we are 10 times stronger than before. It's useless. This kid is simply a monster. There's no need to fight him. Otherwise, he would definitely be able to drag 10 people down with him before he dies. There's no need to fight him. Immediately activate the heaven system and completely destroy him. That's right. Annihilate him with the strongest power. There's no need to be polite with him. There's no need for a fair fight. Seconded, seconded. Many pirate elders shouted and they all agreed. At the same time, they activated the authority of the heaven system. Rumble, in an instant the whole planet shook. Thousands of lasers emerged and interweaved with each other to form a large one, covering the entire pirate star field. In this star field, 30,000 planets vibrated at the same time and activated their energy. A tyrannical war system was running, and endless energy gathered in each node. A heaven system. Xia Ping raised his eyebrows. He also remembered that he had bought a heaven system before. It was worth 5 billion universe dollars. It was extremely powerful and could kill experts under the Thunder Retribution realm. It was always successful in dealing with mortals. He used this heaven system to protect the humans in the cloud realm. However, he did not expect to encounter the heaven system when he came to this pirate star field and was even used by the pirates to deal with him. Unfortunately, he was now different from the past. A mere heaven system could not do anything to him. Go to hell. Many pirate elders snarled and activated the heaven system at the same time. Shio shio shio. In the blink of an eye, a huge laser network appeared in the depths of the void. One after another, azure laser beams blasted down, aiming at Xia Ping. There seemed to be nowhere for him to escape. Furthermore, every laser beam contained enough power to penetrate a planet and kill a Thunder Tribulation Realm expert. Even if a Thunder Tribulation Realm expert was extremely fast, it would be useless no matter where the enemy hid when countless laser beams shot down. As long as the energy source was not exhausted, the system's pursuit of the enemy would not end. It could be said that this was simply the most powerful battle system that specialized in killing mortals. However, Xia Ping stood in the same place and didn't mean to dodge at all. He stood with his hands behind his back and looked at the group of pirate elders faintly. Dong dong dong. At this moment, countless laser beams blasted over at the same time, easily piercing through Xia Ping's armor. In an instant, his armor looked like a beehive, with countless holes appearing. Haha, damn thief, you're finally dead. This is the fate of those who offend our 40 pirate alliance. Everyone must die. Seeing this situation, a pirate elder immediately shouted with joy and excitement. No, he's not dead. My God, what kind of monster is this? But before the other party could be happy, a pirate elder's face turned ugly and his armor trembled. It seemed that he couldn't believe what he saw. Everyone looked over and their pupils shrank. They saw that although there were countless holes on Xia Ping's body, there was no blood flowing out. The other party's entire armor seemed to have turned into molten lava. Every hole was filled with a large amount of molten lava. Even if there were thousands of holes, this person couldn't be killed at all. Even in a breath's time, this hole disappeared, and Xia Ping's armor returned to its original state. It was as if nothing had happened just now, and these forces couldn't cause any harm to him. Impossible, how can there be such a degree of recovery? Is this the legendary immortal body that only saints can have? Is this the immortal body that can be reborn? A pirate elder couldn't help but scream in disbelief. He had never seen such a human. His armor was like a beehive, but he could still recover in a breath's time. If this wasn't a monster, then what was? If he had such an immortal body, how could they defeat him? Even if they used Star Destroyer, they wouldn't be able to kill this monster because he had an immortal body. I knew this guy wasn't an ordinary person. He's an immortal saint, definitely an immortal saint. Otherwise, it's impossible for him to have such strength and armor. Damn, why did a saint come to our pirate star field? Why is he doing this? It's over, it's completely over. What kind of monster are we dealing with? Quickly ask the old ancestors to come out. Only they can deal with the immortal saint. No, the old ancestors have something important to do now, so they can't leave for the time being. Bastard, why did he come when the old ancestors aren't here? Did he come at the right time to find trouble with our 40 pirate alliance? Run, quickly run. This is an immortal saint, how can we defeat him? Many of the pirate elders were in despair. After knowing that the opponent might be an immortal saint, they no longer had the desire to fight. How could they fight against an existence that even the system couldn't kill? To be honest, even if the monster in front of them stood still and let them kill him, they wouldn't be able to kill him. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. As soon as the voice fell, the group of pirate elders immediately fled, running faster than anyone else. 7 Fiend Dragon Roar. How could Xia Ping let these pirates escape? He stood in place and operated the Qigong in his armor, mobilizing the power of the ancient celestial dragon. He gathered the baleful energy of heaven and earth and let out a dragon roar. Roar, in the blink of an eye, with his body as the center, a terrible sound wave visible to the naked eye was produced, condensed into a substance like a sea tide, spreading in all directions, affecting every pirate elder. Bang! Bang! These pirate elders hadn't run out of the distance when their bodies swelled up like balloons, and in an instant, they exploded into a ball of Japanese sauce. Each and every one of them let out a mournful scream that spread for miles. All the pirate elders died on the spot, not a single one was left alive. Chapter 21:19. No sage showed up? Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. It was rumored that the 40 Bandit Alliance had the support of a saint, which was why they were so unbridled and tyrannical. No other forces dared to provoke them. However, after causing such a huge commotion on the pirate planet, there were still no signs of a sage appearing. He could not even sense the aura of any saint nearby. Could it be that it was just a lie to say that the 40 Bandits Alliance had the backing of a saint? No, that's not right. Xia Ping did not believe such a thing. It was impossible for the 40 Bandit Alliance to be able to run amok for such a long time without the support of a sage. Perhaps the other party was delayed by something and did not appear. Most importantly, the Mother Earth Stone did not appear on the pirate planet. According to the Compass of Wishes, it should be hidden in the dimensional space of a distant planet, hidden in the depths of the void. Perhaps the sage behind the 40 Bandits Alliance was hiding in that place, still refining the Mother Earth Stone. Interesting. I'd like to see the background of the so-called sage behind the 40 Pirate Alliance. Xia Ping's figure flashed, ignoring the small corners on the pirate planet. He shuttled through space and quickly arrived at the place where the Mother Earth Stone was. At this moment, One Piece Star Territory, a dimensional space hidden in the depths of the void. This space seems to be independent of this world, hidden in the depths of the dimensional space. Without enough means, it can't be found at all. It was like a small plain world. However, the area was not very large. It was only about 10 million square kilometers. There was a huge altar built in the middle of this plain world, and it was surrounded by dense restrictive arrays. A unique ore had appeared in the depths of the core, and it was obviously the Mother Earth Stone. This stone was only the size of a fist, and it gave off dense energy. It was like the core of the world, and it was the energy source for the entire restrictive formation. It seemed to be filled with the aura of primal chaos. 5 figures appeared in the vicinity of the altar. They exuded an aura that could distort space itself, indicating that they had all reached the sempiternal realm. It seems that there is a problem on the pirate planet. An enemy came in and killed a lot of pirates. A black-robed undying saint spoke. His voice buzzed, causing the entire plane to tremble. Even if he stayed in this plain world and didn't go out, he still received a lot of distress messages through the communicator. Countless pirate elders hoped that they would take action to eradicate the enemy and save the pirate planet. Therefore, he didn't go out and naturally knew what was happening on the pirate planet. Don't worry about it. We spent countless years on this sacrificial altar and finally found the Mother Earth Stone. This is a crucial thing. As for how many pirates die, it doesn't matter. They are just ants. Another undying saint sneered coldly and emotionlessly. To them, the so-called 40 Thieves Alliance was merely an organization that they had casually created to gather resources. To put it simply, it was a chess piece. If the chess piece was useless, it didn't matter if it was thrown away. There was no feeling of regret at all. Moreover, at such an important moment, they naturally wouldn't abandon what was important and run off to save those ants. This was simply putting the cart before the horse. You're right. This sacrificial altar has finally been built. Soon we will be able to communicate with the Abyss World and summon many undying demons. At that time we will be able to increase our manpower. Slowly, we will devour this universe and completely corrupt it, turning it into a part of the Abyss. Another undying saint laughed cruelly. His body emitted a dense demonic aura. It was so dark that it couldn't be dispelled. It was simply a sin from the deepest part of the Abyss. If there were any pirates here, they would definitely be scared to death. They thought that the big shots behind them, the saints supporting this pirate alliance, were not humans but undying demons from the Abyss World. They came out from the Abyss World and had always been hiding in the human world. They had never acted blindly without thinking. This was all to carry out a world-shaking plan that could topple the universe. Soon, as long as we sacrifice this Mother Earth Stone, we will be able to open a temporary passage to the Abyss World. At that time, we will be able to summon an uncountable demonic army. Kiki, that's great. For this day, I don't know how long I have waited, how much humiliation I have endured. But for the Abyss, it's all worth it. The War of the Immemorial Era. This time we will wipe away our humiliation. We will let these humans and the other races know that the strongest beings in this universe are the Abyss demons. We are the true rulers. That's right. Those lowly beings can only be our slaves. They actually dared to seal us in the abyss world. This is an indelible humiliation. We must take revenge. Or, only a war that engulfs the entire universe can let those damned humans know the terror of us abyss demons. Let the beings of this universe tremble when they hear the name of us demons. The undying demons clenched their fists tightly. Their eyes were filled with hatred. The reason why they could hide for so long and have such patience was because of the humiliation and hatred that had been accumulated since the immemorial era. If it wasn't for that tragic defeat in the primordial era, they wouldn't have to be so careful and cautious. After all, a single failure like this was more than enough. It was beyond redemption. Because of this, they carefully hid in the human world, even pretending to be human saints. They secretly supported pirate organizations and slowly infiltrated the human world, gathering information about the major races of this universe. The defeat in the immemorial era was because they did not understand the major races of this universe. That's why they suffered such heavy losses. But it's different now. In order to prepare for a super war that could affect the entire universe, they became spies and gathered information. It's all for this one battle. Let's begin. Don't waste the world anymore. Immediately activate the sacrifice formation and communicate with the abyss world. Gather all the demons' power and open a passage to let countless demons descend into this world. A undying demonic devil with a pair of bull horns on his body roared, his killing intent soaring. The other 4 immortal fiendish demons also looked at each other, then immediately circulated the fiendish energy within their bodies. They formed hand seals, concealing the fiendish language. Numerous fiendish runes appeared, forming an abyssal sacrificial script. Rumble. Chapter 21:20. Great Abyss, we offer the most precious treasure to you, please open up a path for us, let the glory of Abyss shine into this world. And I? D? C. %. La the 5 immortal ranked demons shouted at the same time. They spoke in the demon language, it seemed to be an extremely ancient language of the universe. The void trembled, attracting the attention of Abyss. Buzz buzz, in the depths of the altar, one formation after another radiated with boundless light, imprinting the void and connecting with the other dimensions. Boundless energy seeped in, transmitting the sacrificial words of the 5 immortal demonic beasts to the will of the Abyss. It's coming soon. I can feel the consciousness of Abyss, it's watching this place. Haha, we've waited for too long, we're finally going to succeed today. Come, open up the path to Abyss, let countless Abyss demons descend into this world, I want all the humans in the universe to feel endless pain. The undying demons all became excited, their bodies trembling. They felt a great power transmitted from the depths of the altar, as if there was an eye of the Abyss staring at them. Great, merciless, evil, noble, chaotic, dark, impossible to contend against. Their souls were trembling, they wanted nothing more than to kneel before such a great power. Dong. At this moment, a cave appeared in the void far away. The world barrier of this small world was opened up, a figure immediately appeared in the sky. Who's there? An immortal ranked demon shouted, furious. At this crucial moment, communicating with Abyss and activating the sacrificial formation, they could not afford to be careless, or all their efforts would be wasted. However, there was actually an enemy that intruded into their small world, accidentally disturbing the altar. If such an accident caused the sacrificial ceremony to stop, their billions of years of patience would be destroyed. And the person who appeared here was none other than Xia Ping. Is this the place where the Mother Earth rock is? After entering this small world, Xia Ping looked down from above. He immediately saw a huge altar in this world. A piece of Mother Earth rock was placed at the center of the altar, emitting dense world energy and earth energy. The H-gold slime on his wrist immediately transmitted an extremely excited emotion. Clearly, it had also sensed the power of the Mother Earth stone, which would be of great benefit to its growth. Even the H-gold slime felt a little impatient. There are even Abyss demons. Could it be that the Sage of the 40 Bandits Alliance is this immortal demon? Xia Ping narrowed his eyes and sensed the presence of 5 immortal demons in this small world. He immediately knew that the people behind the 40 Pirate Alliance were not simple. 5 immortal demons actually controlled a super pirate organization and even set up an altar here. No matter how he thought about it, this matter was unusual. What's going on? A human actually broke in. We have long since set up many restrictive magic arrays in this plane. How did this kid get in? Moreover, we didn't even notice it in the beginning. Yeah, that doesn't make sense at all. This plane world is located in the depths of the dimension. Even an immortal rank saint wouldn't be able to discover it. Only a near ancient saint rank existence would be able to detect it. But this human is at most lightning calamity peak. He can't be a near ancient saint, not even an immortal saint. No matter where he came from, since he discovered our secret, he has to die. He can only blame his bad luck. The 5 immortal demons' eyes were filled with killing intent. This altar was a secret they had prepared for billions of years. They could not afford to lose it. They definitely could not let it leak out. Otherwise, it would definitely attract the attacks of the human saints. At that time, their billions of years of planning would be ruined. Their many years of patience and effort would be wasted. This definitely could not happen. Kill him. One of the immortal demons shouted. He did not waste any time and immediately attacked. His body emitted a terrifying golden gung qi. However, this qi was not golden but black. It was the metal demonic qi from the abyss. With a clanging sound, it pulled out a black demonic sword from its body. The blade was filled with saw teeth. This demonic sword was refined from an abyssal demonic creature. It possessed an invincible might and was extremely sharp. It even contained a strong corrosive power. If any living being was hit by this sword, not only would they be cut in half, they would also be corroded by the abyss power and become an abyss demon. Abyss god art, hateful heaven sword. It slashed its sword towards Xia Ping, and a black sword qi seemed to split the sky into two, tearing the void apart. The entire world was dyed black in the abyss world. At the same time, this sword energy emitted an extremely hateful intent. This was hating the heavens, hating the earth, hating demons, hating humans, hating the heavens. Hateful. 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 This sword contained this immortal demon's extreme resentment intent. It was as if billions of years of resentment and countless demons' resentment were gathered on this sword. Even if this sword didn't reach the enemy, this intense hatred was enough to crush the enemy's soul and make them fall into endless hatred. Dark North Protector. Feeling the horror of this sword, Xia Ping immediately operated the Dark North Protection skill, and a sea immediately gushed out of his body, as if there were countless Kunpeng surrounding his body, forming a sea barrier, encompassing everything all-inclusive. Countless Kunpeng runes vibrated, forming layers of space barriers. There were no gaps at all. Dong. This sword slashed on the ocean and was immediately absorbed by the Kunpeng runes. All the demonic sword energy, all the hatred was swallowed clean. No matter how intense the hatred was, it was useless in the boundless ocean. The vast space could contain everything. All negative emotions could be digested and turned into nothingness. Impossible. That immortal demon's eyes opened wide in disbelief. In order to kill this uninvited guest, this damned human, it didn't hold back at all. As soon as he attacked, he went all out, using his most powerful sword strike. The hatred that had been brewing for millions and millions of years erupted, shaking the heavens and the earth, shaking the universe and encompassing everything. Even an immortal sage wouldn't be able to block this sword, even if they had an immortal body. But if it was corroded by its intense hatred, even its soul would fall into endless hatred, unable to extricate itself. Even if it was corroded by the abyssal energy, its immortal body would slowly turn into an abyssal creature. But now, this puny human in front of it, an ant that hadn't even reached the immortal realm, blocked it. It couldn't accept this fact. Chapter 21-21. Not bad. I didn't expect an abyss demon to be able to use sacred art power to such a degree. You are probably an old monster that has lived for countless years, stronger than even ordinary immortal rank demons. Xia Ping was amazed. He had met many immortal sages, but this immortal fiendish demon in front of him was ranked in the top. It was stronger than the killing curse demon sage, rock overlord and other immortal fiendish demons. However, these words of praise infuriated the immortal demon. His face turned the color of a pig's liver. He felt greatly humiliated and humiliated. It shouted, "Strong my ass. A mere mortal dares to comment on immortal rank saints? Who do you think you are? How dare you speak so shamelessly here?" The demon was furious. Who was it? It was an immortal rank demon from deep abyss. It was naturally strong and had lived for billions of years. It had experienced countless battles. What was this human? He was not even immortal rank, just immortal. Yet now he was commenting here with a condescending attitude like a senior. He said it was stronger than ordinary immortal rank demons. What kind of attitude was that? These words were clearly saying that it was not this human's match. Its full power attack was useless against him. As an immortal rank demon, its full power attack could not even kill a mortal. If this spread, it would become the laughing stock of the entire abyss world. One could well imagine how furious it was right now. Even if it had endured for millions of years, it still wouldn't be as sullen and furious as it was right now. It felt like it had been humiliated by a mortal, completely slapped in the face and trampled on. You're angry? Actually, there is no need. I have killed more than one immortal rank demon. You are just a slightly stronger one. After all, the universe is huge. Xiaoping felt that there was no need to be angry. Immortal rank demons were not the strongest in the universe. Shut up, Ant Mortal. It's not your turn to interrupt. Die immediately. The other green undying demonic demon roared. Although it wasn't the one who failed, seeing its comrade being humiliated, it was still infuriating. It felt that if they did not get rid of this human, everything they had worked for billions of years would be for nothing. They would not allow such a ridiculous thing to happen. Mortal, you dare to offend a demon from the abyss. Today I'll make you wish you were dead. Mystic ability, Demon Tree Forest. In the blink of an eye, the demon formed a seal with both hands. Everything within tens of thousands of kilometers trembled as black vines burst out of the ground, forming a dense forest. Millions or even tens of millions of black vines attacked like pythons. Dense demonic runes appeared on the surface of each vine. Ordinary power would not be able to harm these demonic vines that came from the abyss, and they also had the ability to be impervious to fire and water. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. These black vines seemed to have a life of their own as they pounced towards Xiaoping in all directions. With a rustling sound, they formed a huge cage that sealed off every corner and space that Xiaoping could escape to. Divine ability, black water floods the sky. A fish-headed immortal fiend also made a move. It grabbed with its hand, seemingly communicating with a dimensional space and activating the water dimension of the abyssal world. Crash! Instantly, a huge amount of water surged out from its body, forming a black river that pierced through the void. This was the Black Water Mother River that came from the abyssal world. It contained powerful abyssal energy and emitted an unparalleled stench as if it was soaked in the evilest substance in the universe. The stench was simply unbearable. Even if one sealed their five senses, they would not be able to stop the stench from invading their bodies. Moreover, it also contained the power of drowning. Once soaked in this river, ordinary life forms would immediately drown. Every pore on their body would be unable to breathe. Even if they did not drown, the water would invade their bodies and enter their lungs, corroding them into abyssal creatures. This was simply an abyssal river. Even an undying saint might not be able to resist it. Sun Furnace. A cold light flashed in Xiaoping's eyes. Boundless flame energy gushed forth from his body, as well as countless infernal golden crow runes. With his body as the center, they rapidly condensed into a gigantic sun furnace that was tens of thousands of meters tall. Numerous infernal golden crow runes appeared on the surface of the furnace. Every rune seemed to be a miniature infernal golden crow that swam around and flapped their wings. From time to time, balls of dark golden flames would appear and rumble about. Hong long long, in an instant, thousands of black vines surged over, getting close to the sun furnace. These vines should be impervious to fire and water, but the moment they came into contact with the flames of the infernal golden crow, they actually started to burn. Ah! That green undying demon immediately let out a shrill cry, because the flames had already incinerated the thousands of vines. It even lit up the entire forest as it continued to spread. One must know that each vine was an organ of its body like its limbs. Now that it was being incinerated by the flames of hell, this was unbearable. Its soul felt like it was being tortured by the flames of hell as its entire body started to burn. Everything within tens of thousands of kilometers was turned into a sea of flames. Damn, why is this happening? That fish-headed undying demon's pupils constricted because it realized that the water from the Black Water Mother River was actually unable to extinguish the flames. Instead, the entire river seemed to have been evaporated by the flames, turning into water vapor. All the abyssal energy was completely incinerated, as though it was being purified. Its ability was useless against this human. At this moment, its expression was extremely ugly, as though a giant toad had been stuffed into its mouth. Die, damned human. At this moment, another snake-headed undying demon attacked. It saw the opportunity and attacked from Xiaoping's back. Its body emitted terrifying black flames that seemed to be burning holes in the void. Such a flame ability was like the dark sun of the abyss, releasing boundless dark light. Abyss ability, Burning Snake Devil Devouring. In an instant, its entire body turned into a burning snake. Every inch of the flames contained abyssal devil flames, emitting terrifying destructive power. Even the space around it was sizzling from the heat. Each black flame contained profound and mysterious abyssal runes, twisting and distorting, as though sin was gathering, corroding the beauty and light of this world. A giant snake that was tens of thousands of feet long opened its blood-red mouth and flicked its bright red forked tongue, emitting a foul stench. It pounced towards Xiaoping, intending to swallow him in one gulp. Chapter 21-22. Scram. Xiaoping did not even look at it. He threw a punch, and the 2 billion golden crow hell cells in his body vibrated, condensing into 1 gigabyte of power. This punch broke through the vacuum, shook the surroundings, and ruthlessly smashed into the giant snake. Dong. The snake-headed undying demon was sent flying. Its body suffered from the unparalleled power, and the powerful punch penetrated its body, causing it to swell up like a balloon. With a bang, its body exploded into pieces on the spot. Even the flames were extinguished by the punch. Unfortunately, it had an undying body. In a breath's time, the blood squirmed and returned to its original state. Even so, it had suffered a great deal of damage. Human explode. In that moment, a bronze-skinned undying demon devil appeared behind him, wielding a huge bronze hammer. It was extremely dangerous as it silently closed in on Xiaoping. With a bang, it smashed down on Xiaoping's head as if it could shatter a planet. Starry YY Book. Xiaoping formed a seal with both of his hands. From the depths of his body's orifice X, every orifice emitted a ray of azure starlight. The starlight gathered together and formed a huge book. This book of stars contained the starry sky of the universe and was all-encompassing. It completely enveloped his body, and rays of starlight weaved together to form a star array. Boom. The hammer smashed onto the star book, but it was immediately blocked by the starlight. At the same time, a clanging sound rang out and sparks flew. At the same time, a powerful rebound force was transmitted along the bronze hammer, striking the body of the bronze-colored undying demon. Ah! The bronze-colored undying demon let out a blood-curdling scream. Its hand went numb and its entire body was sent flying. It skidded across the ground for thousands of kilometers, leaving a huge crack on its body. Even the bronze hammer in its hand was sent flying, smashing into the ground and creating a crater with a diameter of several kilometers. Damn it! The faces of the 5 immortal fiendish beasts turned extremely ugly. They never expected that they would fail to kill a human who wasn't even in the sempiternal realm even after joining hands. In fact, it was not as simple as not being able to kill them. They were still in the stage of being beaten up and at a disadvantage. If news of this got out, it would definitely shake the entire abyss world. When did such a terrifying human expert appear in the human world? It was simply unimaginable. Is this all you've got? Xiaoping clasped his hands behind his back and said, "It's a 5 versus 1, and it's even a sempiternal realm demonic beast at that. Yet even I am unable to defeat them. It's no wonder the demonic beasts of the primordial era would lose so badly and be chased back to the abyssal realm like stray dogs. There's a reason why they are so weak." You. Hearing this, the 5 undying fiendish demons widened their eyes in anger. Xiaoping's words were like rubbing salt on their wounds. "Wait, alter our Mother Earth stone. You bastard, what did you do just now?" Suddenly, the cyan immortal fiendish demon shouted. It immediately noticed a huge change on the altar. The Mother Earth stone that was supposed to be engraved at the center of the altar as an offering to communicate with the will of the abyss was now occupied by a jelly basketball-sized golden Sei life form. This golden Sei creature had an excited look on its face. Like a little thief, it was munching on the Mother Earth stone, completely treating it as a delicacy. It was eating happily. And this life form was undoubtedly the H-Gold slime. While Xiaoping was fighting the 5 immortal fiendish demons, he communicated with the H-Gold slime with his will, allowing it to silently approach the altar and devour the Mother Earth stone. The plan was very successful. The H-Gold slime approached the center of the altar without anyone noticing, approaching the Mother Earth stone without the other 5 immortal fiendish demons noticing. The 5 immortal fiendish demons couldn't be blamed. The battle was too intense. They had to be fully focused or they would die for sure. How could they notice a little thing approaching the altar under such circumstances? "Little thief, stop immediately. That's our abyssal altar's sacrificial offering. Just try touching it if you dare. Seeing this scene, the 5 immortal fiendish demons were infuriated, their lungs nearly exploding. In order to make this altar a success, they paid a huge price and effort to finally find such a rare treasure like the Mother Earth Stone. Without the Mother Earth Stone as an offering, the Will of Abyss wouldn't pay attention to this place and even open a void passage for countless immortal fiendish demons to descend. If this Mother Earth Stone was eaten by this little thief, their years of effort would all go to waste. They couldn't accept such a thing. Just when they wanted to stop it, Xiaoping's figure flashed and stopped them. He said lazily, "Don't be so impulsive, no need to be angry. How about we chat for a bit?" "I don't have time to chat with you. Scram now or I'll kill you." The 5 immortal fiendish demons stomped their feet in anger. They wanted to kill Xiaoping on the spot. If they were any slower, the Mother Earth Stone would have been eaten by that little monster. "Oh, you used those sacred arts just now. You didn't want to kill me? I want to see what other tricks you can use." Xiaoping was calm. Above his head was a book of stars. Starlight bloomed around him. Countless stars revolved around him as if he was standing in the void. The starlight spread out in all directions, turning the surrounding 10 million kilometers into a star domain cage. No matter where the 5 undying demon kings wanted to go, they would be stopped. The 5 immortal fiendish demons were anxious. But they also knew that if it was so easy to kill this human, they would have killed him long ago. As long as this human stopped them, it would be hard for them to advance. "It's over, it's all over." At this moment, a snake-headed immortal demon fainted, his face ashen. Because while he was speaking, the Mother Earth Stone on the altar had already been completely swallowed by that hateful monster. Boom. The altar had already communicated with the Will of Abyss. An eye shot out from the abyss as if it wanted to open a void passage and transfer the power of Abyss over. But now the Mother Earth Stone was gone. There was no longer enough treasure to trigger the Will of Abyss. Chapter 21-23. Little bastard. Seeing this, the 5 undying fiendish demons couldn't help but roar. Their hearts were bleeding as if someone was cutting their bodies. See. Exempt? D? They had painstakingly prepared for countless years, lying in ambush in the human world, enduring for an unknown amount of time, suffering untold hardships, all for the sake of this day. But now it had been destroyed by this damned monster. Their years of hard work had been destroyed in a single day. One could imagine how furious they were right now. They even had the intention to kill the entire H-Gold Slime clan. Ugh. However, the H-Gold Slime burped with a satisfied look on its face. It rubbed its round belly with its little hand, obviously very satisfied with the food it had eaten. Of course, because the Mother Earth Stone was extremely rare and precious, and it was a cosmos-level treasure, it wasn't so easy to completely digest it, and it required a certain amount of time. Therefore, it only temporarily swallowed the Mother Earth Stone and placed it in its stomach to digest slowly. Come back. Seeing that the H-Gold Slime had eaten the Mother Earth Stone, Xiaoping was very satisfied. He waved his hand and had the H-Gold Slime return. Trying to escape? You're dreaming. Damned monster, spit out the Mother Earth Stone immediately. The 5 immortal rank demons were furious. They immediately wanted to attack and smash the H-Gold Slime into pieces. But how could Xiaoping allow them to attack the H-Gold Slime? Hell treasure, Morning Bee. In an instant he pulled out the Morning Bee and slammed it into the air. The first form of the 5 styles of soul suppression, stun. Waves of condensed mental energy ripples came from the Morning Bee, millions or even tens of millions of vibrations instantly struck the 5 undying demon beasts. Immediately, the 5 immortal demons were stunned as if they had been hit by a stick. Their bodies were in a state of dizziness and they couldn't move at all. Shoo. Taking advantage of this gap, the H-Gold Slime leapt and turned into a golden ray of light, instantly returning to Xiaoping's side. Xiaoping then threw it into the mountain and river pearl space. After all, now that the H-Gold Slime had swallowed the Mother Earth Stone, it needed a certain amount of time to digest this extremely rare cosmic grade ore and evolve itself. At this moment, the 5 undying demons finally recovered from their dizziness. Seeing that the H-Gold Slime had already disappeared, they became even angrier and vented all their anger on Xiaoping. Humans, damned humans. Hundreds of millions of years of planning, hundreds of millions of years, do you know how we spent these years? In order to not expose our identity as people from the abyss, we endured everything and didn't take the initiative to kill the humans. This was all for the sake of the abyss plan. But now it's all ruined. You've ruined everything. Human, do you know how great of a crime this represents? Do you know what kind of grave mistake you have committed? Damn human, we'll let you know today that you've made a grave mistake. We'll let you know what the rage of the abyss is. You can't just do whatever you want. Kill him immediately. It'll be hard to quell my anger if I don't tear him into pieces. The 5 immortal demons were extremely angry. If their anger can condense into a substance, they are afraid that the entire One Piece starfield will be burned by their anger and this place will be burned to the ground. Hundreds of millions of years of planning, hundreds of millions of years of forbearance, no one could imagine the grievance and anger in their hearts. If they succeeded, it would be worth it. But now they failed. At the last moment their plan was destroyed by this kid. One could imagine how angry they were deep in their hearts. They simply wanted to exterminate Xia Ping's entire family. As soon as the voice fell, the 5 undying demons spat out a large amount of blood Yas. These blood Yas were not red but black. It seemed to be the darkness from the abyss, filled with evil, sin, darkness, emptiness, madness, chaos, destruction, and so on. In an instant they burned all their blood and soul, increasing the power of their tanks by several times. A gigabyte of destructive energy burst out from their tanks. Without a doubt, Xia Ping's actions had completely angered them. They began to fight desperately. Even if they burned their own origin energy and damaged their soul, they had to kill this damn human. Buzz 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 buzz. The 5 undying demons formed seals with their hands and chanted a long incantation from their mouths. These were incantations and words from the abyss world, exuding an ancient, desolate, eternal, and evil aura. It seemed to come from the abyss will, communicating with the abyss origin. A gigabyte of grand, evil, vast, and chaotic energy was instilled into their bodies. This G-power actually triggered the abyss will. Lines of abyss incantations and abyss runes suddenly condensed into black chains. The chains were engraved with dense abyss runes. They were mysterious and unfathomable, crawling on the chains like ants. Walala from the depths of the void, thousands upon thousands of black chains appeared in all directions. Like venomous snakes, they instantly surrounded Xia Ping. Supreme secret technique, Abyss Seal. This was a supreme secret technique from the abyss world. The 5 undying demons used their blood as sacrifices to trigger the power of the abyss will, condensing the abyss chains. Once an enemy was hit by the abyss seal, no matter how strong they were, their power would immediately be sealed and they would be dragged away by the abyss chains into the depths of the abyss world. In the primordial era, many demons from the abyss used this secret technique when they fought with humans. Countless sages fell for this move and were pulled into the abyss world, never to return. They died without a complete corpse and became a part of the abyss. Die human. It's your honor to become a part of the abyss world. The 5 undying demons cackled. Their pupils were unfathomable and slowly rotated like black holes, devouring all living beings. They seemed to have become the puppets of the abyss will, using the supreme power of the abyss will to kill all living beings. You actually want to seal me? You've got guts. But that's all you've got. You're still struggling. Today I'll tell you that no matter what you do, you can't escape death. Xia Ping could feel the supreme abyss will from the abyss chains. It was unfathomable and extremely evil. It was a huge threat to him. If he was really hit by this secret technique, he would probably be doomed eternally. So he didn't want to continue playing. With a whoosh, he took out the reincarnation brush. Chapter 21-24. Die. Xia Ping held the reincarnation brush and pointed at the air. Dong. Suddenly it caused the void to collapse. It was as if the P-space had been destroyed, forming a huge black hole that produced an extremely terrifying devouring force. The wind howled. Every single strand of hair on the reincarnation brush emitted a terrifying power of sharpness, forming an indestructible brush tip. The surrounding space was torn apart, creating terrifying spatial cracks. It was as if a supreme saint was painting in the void. Bang bang bang. In the blink of an eye, the tens of thousands of black abyssal chains that were rushing toward him collapsed, broken inch by inch, torn apart by the sharpness of the brush tip. A series of explosions took place nearby. All the abyssal demon chi was swept away. Impossible. What kind of artifact is that? Even the abyssal chains were cut apart so easily? Damn it, this human is scarier than us abyssal demons. He's a real monster. We can't keep fighting or we'll die for sure. The 5 immortal level fiendish demons widened their eyes. The destruction of the abyssal chains also caused them to suffer a backlash from the abyssal intent. They couldn't help but spit out a mouthful of blood. They couldn't believe their eyes. That was the abyssal seal. Every chain came from the abyssal intent. They were indestructible. Even a low-tier divine artifact couldn't break them. But this strange brush in front of them, with just a light touch, easily tore the abyss chain. The sharp power it emitted made them tremble in fear, as if there was a blade on their backs. Instantly they had the urge to retreat, feeling that their life X was being threatened. Although they had failed their mission, they were heartbroken and furious. But no matter what, they couldn't lose their lives in this place. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. As soon as he said that, the 5 immortal fiendish demons formed hand seals and gathered a powerful force. They wanted to break this small world space and escape from this place. Trying to escape? All of you die. Xia Ping held the reincarnation brush coldly. There was no way he would let the 5 immortal level fiendish demons escape. They were top-notch nutrients for the world tree. Moreover, the other party was a demon from the abyss. It was cunning and vengeful. Why was vicious and vicious? Once he escaped, there would be endless troubles in the future, leading to the destruction of the people. The reincarnation brush attacked again and slashed at the 5 immortal level fiendish demons. Immediately, 5 trajectories appeared in the depths of the void. These were formed from 5 strands of hair. They were like spears that could kill gods, piercing through the void, tearing apart the universe, shaking the world. Bang bang bang. The 5 immortal demons immediately let out mournful cries, because their tanks were immediately pierced through by the dark gold Sameo. It was as if they were nailed in the air by spears, and black blood flowed out from their wounds. They also shrieked in pain. Unimaginable pain spread throughout their bodies. They lost most of their combat power. A terrifying and mysterious reincarnation force seeped into their T-souls, preventing them from using their demon power. Even their immortal bodies couldn't do anything. Stop, human. Do you know who we are? How dare you kill us? Stop your violent behavior. We're the vanguard of the abyss demons. If you kill us, you'll be hunted by countless demons. That's right. If you know what's good for you, stop now. That way there's still room for redemption. Otherwise you'll be doomed. In the near future, we demons will reappear in this universe. When that time comes, you humans will be wiped out. Completely wiped out. Do you know that? How dare you disrespect us demons from the abyss? The 5 immortal level fiendish demons were furious. They threatened Xia Ping. They were no longer arrogant and condescending. They were like stray dogs. A bunch of stray dogs dares to talk big here? So what if we reappear in the universe? If we could beat you in the primordial era, we can do it now. Stop flattering yourselves. Xia Ping said disdainfully. He waved his hand. Xiao xiao xiao. Deep in the void, many roots of the world tree appeared. They were green like spears and easily pierced through the bodies of the 5 immortal level fiendish demons. At the same time, the densely packed roots covered every corner of their bodies like parasites. They seemed to have replaced the blood vessels in their bodies. Damn it, what did you do to us? How dare you blaspheme the demons? The 5 immortal level fiendish demons were terrified. They felt that their bodies were no longer under their control. At the same time, the roots rooted in their bodies. Their energy was being absorbed and devoured. They were like parasites absorbing their immortal power. So, Xia Ping waved his hand. He didn't even want to explain. He immediately dragged the 5 immortal level fiendish demons into the world tree. Now he had 5 immortal level fiendish demons as nourishment. He believed that he would be able to produce even more immortal fruits every month. In fact, if the abyss demons really attacked the universe, they might be able to capture even more abyss demons. Alright, this small world belongs to me now. Xia Ping scanned with his divine sense and instantly understood everything about the small world. This place could be considered the nest of the 5 immortal level fiendish demons. It had been accumulated for billions of years. The resources they had plundered from the 40 Great Bandit Alliance were all stored here. Most of the precious materials were used to build the Abyss Altar. Each set of materials, if sold in the universe, could buy a commercial planet. One could imagine how rich the 5 immortal level fiendish demons were. Little Gold, these are your food. Eat them all. Xia Ping waved his hand and called out H Gold Slime. He felt that if H Gold Slime wanted to evolve, just eating the Mother Earth Stone was not enough. It was better to eat all the materials in this altar to increase its foundation. Slime. H Gold Slime was very excited. It had wanted to eat for a long time, but with the 5 immortal level fiendish demons in the way, it couldn't do anything. But now it was different. No one could stop it. It began to chomp down on the food. Right, I have to plunder all the treasures on the Pirate Alliance. Xiaoping rubbed his chin. He thought of the countless treasures accumulated on other pirate planets. He had killed countless pirate elders before. These were all ownerless treasures. Naturally, they belonged to him. Chapter 21-25. Pirate Planet, 40 Pirate Alliance, one of the pirate treasure houses. Boom. Xiaoping came to this place and smashed the door of the treasure house with a punch. At the same time, the surrounding protection system was completely destroyed, and the surrounding pirates were lying on the ground. These pirates tried to stop Xiaoping from entering the treasure house, but how could they resist? With just a breath, these pirates were shaken out and fell to the ground and fainted. However, there are still some powerful pirates who did not faint. They were shocked and angry, very sad and indignant. Stop, you shameless thief, these are the treasures that our Black Cat pirates have accumulated for many years. You can't just take them away like this. A pirate elder shouted. He saw Xiaoping working hard in the treasure house and felt that his heart was dripping blood, as if his flesh was being cut. The pain was simply indescribable. Xiaoping despised and said, "You are really thick-skinned, these treasures are all robbed by you, and you still have the nerve to talk about accumulation. Only you are allowed to rob others, others are not allowed to rob you." Fart, robbing is not an accumulation. We pirates go through fire and water every day. We work hard, we don't have the next meal. You think it is easy to rob something? Do you know how hard we work? A group of pirates gritted their teeth and wanted to rush up to stop Xiaoping. Go to the side, I am getting rid of evil for the people, robbing the rich to help the poor. With a bang, Xiaoping waved his hand, and suddenly a strong wind blew all these pirates away. Suddenly, many pirates were seriously injured. They were half dead with anger, robbing the rich to help the poor. This is clearly robbing their treasures to help this bastard, this poor man. Little thief, you dare to attack our Black Cat pirates, you will not have a good end. A pirate elder said with grief and indignation. Do you know who is behind our 40 Pirate Alliance? It is a saint. Do you know that there are 5 saints behind us? If the old ancestor knows what you are doing today, even if you escape to the ends of the earth, he will not let you go. You will become the public enemy of all the pirates in the universe. He shouted hoarsely. The old ancestor of your 40 Pirate Alliance, 5 saints? Are you talking about these 5 people? Xiaoping grabbed out with his hand and pulled out 5 heads from the void. They were the human heads of the 5 immortal rank demons. They had immortal bodies anyway. Even if one of their heads was cut off, they would quickly regenerate and not die. What? When the pirates saw this scene, their pupils shrank and they were scared half to death. They immediately recognized that it was indeed the heads of the 40 Pirate Alliance's 5 saints. They had seen the elder ancestor several times. Even if he turned into ashes, they would still recognize him. In fact, the 5 heads even emanated the aura of a saint, containing boundless killing intent. It was as if they were beams of peerless sword chi that pierced through the void, terrifying beyond compare. If they were to get within 10 meters of the head, they would immediately be killed by the aura of the saint, and not even their bones would be left. Impossible. How could the patriarch's head be in your hands? What's going on? Many pirate elders collapsed and were at a loss. You're still asking what's going on? Of course we'll kill them all, Xiaoping said matter-of-factly. Didn't you guys rely on the support of the sages to be so unscrupulous? Now I'll kill all the elder ancestors behind you. Let's see who else can support you. Fake, it's all fake. The elder ancestors are immortal sages. They have lived for God knows how many years. Furthermore, there are 5 of them. How can you kill them alone? It must be an illusion. It must be a fraud. That's right. You think you can scare us with a fake? You must be dreaming. How can the elder ancestors die so easily? It's impossible. I advise you to tell us the truth immediately. Otherwise, if the elder ancestors know that you're slandering their reputation, you'll wish you were dead. Many pirates went crazy. Compared to their treasury being robbed, the death of the elder ancestors was the biggest blow to them. Because if the treasures were gone, they could still snatch them back in the future. However, if the elder ancestors were dead, it meant that their backing had all fallen. This was a disaster. One must know that the 40 Pirate Alliance ran amok in the universe and offended countless forces. However, no one dared to take revenge because they had the support of the 5 sages. If the forces offended by the 40 Pirate Alliance knew that their elder ancestors were killed and their backing collapsed, then the entire Pirate Alliance would be completely finished. They would be hated by everyone and be chased by countless forces. Is that so? Then come and verify it yourself. Xia Ping didn't explain anything. He just threw the 5 heads in his hand and hung them on a wall. He continued to search for treasures in the treasury. Some pirates saw this and wanted to go forward to check. However, just as they got close, the 5 heads immediately burst out with terrifying killing intent. It pierced through the void and covered a radius of tens of kilometers. Bang bang bang. Those pirates who got close immediately let out mournful screams. Their bodies were immediately pierced by the killing intent and turned into a beehive. They were dripping with blood and died on the spot. Don't get close. Thrill. Thrill. These 5 heads are really the heads of the sages. They contain the immortal killing intent. A pirate elder screamed. He just wanted to check it out. However, he didn't expect to be pierced by a chi when he got close. His head was almost blown away. He was so scared that he almost peed his pants. Without a doubt, these 5 heads were left behind by the sages. It's over. It's over. The ancestors are all dead. They are all dead. No wonder such a big thing happened. The ancestors didn't show up. They are all dead. What should we do? If the 40 Pirates Alliance doesn't have the support of the ancestors, our pirate alliance will be finished. Many pirates looked at each other and didn't know what to do. The death of the 5 ancestors was like turning the world upside down. Even if they exhausted their imagination, they couldn't think that such a thing would happen. Who are you? Why do you want to deal with our 40 Pirates Alliance? How did we offend you? A pirate elder shouted and stared at Xia Ping. Even if he thought about it, he couldn't think of when and where his pirate alliance had offended such a terrifying person, which would lead to a disaster. When you robbed others, did others offend you? At this moment, Xia Ping had already looted the treasury and came out. Many pirates were speechless. They are pirates. Robbery is their innate skill. As long as others have money, they will rob them. It doesn't matter if others offend them or not. Could it be that this bastard was also like this? Seeing that the pirate alliance was rich, he came to rob them and killed all 5 of their ancestors? This is too arrogant. Does he think that their pirate alliance is a fat sheep? As for who I am, perhaps any of you have heard of my name. I am Wu Wudi, the Invincible One. Chapter 21-26. What? Hearing Wu Wudi's name, the pirates were shocked. They were shocked again and again as if the name had struck their ears like thunder. Free Cereal, you're the legendary universal wanted criminal, the one who's been hunted by countless Saint-class forces, the one who kills without batting an eyelid, the evil Wu Wudi? The group of pirates was scared half to death. They looked at Xia Ping in disbelief and took dozens of steps back in fright, as if they had encountered the plague. My God, no wonder he looks so familiar. He's the person on the wanted poster. He's the heinous evil Wu Wudi? A pirate shouted and came to a sudden realization. No wonder he felt that the person in front of him was familiar. It was as if he had seen him somewhere before. I heard that Wu Wudi is a madman, a real villain. Pirates like us only know how to bully the weak and fear why, so we can only rob merchant ships or take advantage of the weak defense of some countries to rob some barren planets. However, Wu Wudi is different. He specializes in provoking Saint-class sects and forces. A pirate was very familiar with Wu Wudi's deeds. The Arhat, Angel, Elven, Azura, and other extremely powerful races in the universe have all been ordered to kill him. The Wandu clan, the Shintian clan, the Great Sky clan, and other saint-level sects had all posted a huge bounty on his head. As long as he was killed, he would become rich overnight and obtain wealth that he could not earn in 10 lifetimes. Even if we add up the bounty of all the villains in the 40 Pirate Alliance, it would not be a fraction of his bounty. He's the most popular super-wanted criminal in recent years. Many pirates who were not very familiar with Wu Wudi were now scared to death. The 40 Pirate Alliance had countless pirates, including many who dominated the universe. Their bounty was frighteningly high. However, even when all of them were combined, their bounty was not as high as Wu Wudi's. One could imagine how evil Wu Wudi was. In the world of One Piece, the bounty represented status. The higher the bounty, the higher the status. It could be said that a villain like Wu Wudi was definitely a legendary pirate. That's nothing. It's said that he has killed many of the direct disciples of the Holy Land of Taichu, the Palace of Darkness, and even the direct descendants of the king clans of the Demon Clan. Even the sages have put a bounty on his head. A pirate gave another piece of information. He's crazy. He even dares to kill a disciple of the human race's holy land. The legs of the group of pirates began to tremble. To be honest, they were just pirates, the kind that liked to bully the weak and were afraid of why. Even a saint-tier sect would not dare to offend them easily, for fear of being reported and destroyed on the spot. However, this guy in front of him was so terrifying that he even dared to kill the disciples of the Holy Land of Taichu in the Palace of Darkness. His guts were boundless. After all, what was the sacred land of the human race? It was the place where many sages of the human race gathered. It was one of the strongest forces in the universe and also the greatest backing for the human race to stand at the peak of the universe. How could such a force be offended? How could their disciples be killed by an ordinary person? Even their backers, the 5 immortal patriarchs, had repeatedly warned them not to offend the disciples of the Holy Land of Taichu and the Palace of Darkness. Otherwise, they would have no choice but to sacrifice the pawns to protect the king. However, even the disciples of such forces were slaughtered by this villain. One could imagine how ferocious Wu Wudi was. It was definitely beyond everyone's imagination. When they heard about these deeds, they felt their legs tremble. This was simply a peerless demon that dominated the universe, and an unscrupulous one at that. The crimes that they had committed before were too small to be put on the table. They were like rookies. Not only is he ferocious, he's also very cunning. Previously, he committed crimes in the Eastern universe and cheated countless people. He even cheated a lot of kids out of their money. He even published a book called 36 Stratagems of Deception. I bought it back then and learned a lot from it. He's definitely a super liar. A pirate said that he had also bought a copy. It was of great benefit to his career as a pirate. He felt that his criminal skills had improved a lot. Before, he was just a baby and had not even gotten started. So it's Wu Wudi. No wonder he attacked our pirate alliance for no reason. That's completely understandable. He's a madman. He can't do anything. He even dared to kill the disciples of the Holy Land of the human race. We're nothing. Brother, why didn't you tell us earlier that you're Wu Wudi? If we had known, we definitely wouldn't have resisted. Take whatever you want. It's our honor. Many pirates were so scared that they crawled on the ground, not even daring to breathe loudly. They no longer had any thoughts of resisting. To fight against such a supervillain, even 10 of their lives would not be enough. Of course, some of them were a little suspicious at first. But when they saw the 5 bloody patriarchs' heads hanging on the wall and the immortal murderous intent everywhere, they had no more thoughts. Even their backers, the 5 immortal saints, were killed. What about them? Cook Minamata Pry feed this. Xia Ping's mouth twitched. He didn't know how many pirates he had killed just now, but he didn't see this group of pirates scared like this. Some of them even wanted to resist and bite back. One could imagine how vicious these pirates were. They weren't afraid of death. It was definitely not an undeserved reputation. But after hearing his name, they all retreated in fear. They crawled on the ground and told him to take whatever he wanted and treat it as their own home. Since when did his reputation become so notorious that even these old thieves were somewhat afraid of him? What? I'm actually a good person. They wronged me. Do you believe me? Xia Ping blinked his eyes and looked at the group of pirates. Of course I believe you. To be honest, we were all wronged. We didn't do anything about robbing or killing people. It was all framed by those rich and powerful people. Many pirates said in unison. They were scared half to death. Who dared not believe it? They were really afraid that their lives would be too long. Xia Ping. Next, his robbing business in the 40 Pirate Alliance went very smoothly. Everywhere he went, there was no one who didn't greet him warmly. Even before he arrived, a large number of pirates had already taken out all the treasures and packed them up for Xia Ping to take away. It made him feel like he was at home. He almost didn't want to leave. Of course, Xia Ping still left because this place had been dug up by him. It was poorer than anywhere else. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Adventures YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.